Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all my BK riders on this beautiful Thursday. Yes, this is a beautiful Thursday. Beautiful Thursday. I finally got the day right, y'all. Finally got the day right. But in saying that, uh this week, these people in this week, OMG. 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 So I'm going to start off with True. True, he got it handed to him. Handed to him. RAW. RAW. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So you guys come on in. Come on in. I know you guys are going to love this replay. I'm going to give a special shout out. I'm going to give a special shout out to the cool Haitian. I'm going to drop his link. Yes, I am. I'm going to drop his link for you guys. Yo, the way this guy talked, he walked the talk. Okay? He walked the talk. My accent is crazy, right? Yeah, I know. But you guys are really going to enjoy this video from the Nature Boy. And this was as soon as yesterday. Oh, my accent is horrible. I'm confused between being a Texan and a New Yorker. So my accent is horrible, you guys. But I want you to enjoy. I want you to enjoy the video. And I'll give you guys some of my input on it as we go along. So I'm going to share, as we know, I'm going to share. And let's share the screen. Okay. And it's already up and ready for y'all. Yes, it is. Okay. Let me go back one more time. Wait a minute. Got two more people I gotta wait for. Okay, two more people. Okay. Yeah, I moved it around, y'all. I moved it around. Let me get back into it. There we go. While I'm watching this video, I'll be putting up my haul. My haul will be coming up next, you guys. My haul is coming up next, right after this video. Okay, so let me put that right here. Okay, right there. There we go. Right there. There we go.
Use. Let me ask you this: is that what's happening, or is that your perspective of it? That's what's happening, because that's what y'all choose to show us. We don't see nothing but what y'all show us.
Facts.
But even what I show you is interpreted by your perception. Huh? It is what it is. Shit. I mean, if I see the sun,
hey, Nicole, I ain't messing with you today. I ain't. So don't talk to me because I ain't messing with you today. Hey, 5.0, how you doing? You and Nicole can hang out today, okay?
What is that? What are you getting? You follow me, I'll take you somewhere. Don't take me nowhere. Okay, I'm just trying to get an understanding of why y'all think the way y'all think. Okay, and I'm about to guide you there right now. Don't take me nowhere. What is shown to you, it still has to be processed and filtered through your perception, right or wrong. And you said right, that's correct. Everything you see must be filtered through your perception. Now, what I need you to understand about your perception, and this is not an assault or an attack on your intelligence, what I'm trying to get you to understand is that your perception, more than one time in your life, has been inaccurate. Okay. And what I'm saying to you is that this is another one of those times. True. You're gonna know when I use your stuff. When I use your stuff, alien blood, yeah, alien blood, you'll know, because you're not gonna be able to find it. You have. I couldn't convince you of anything if I wanted to. You will hold whatever belief system you want to hold Just like your grandma and my grandma ain't never gonna let go of Jesus. You've already committed.
My grandma don't believe in Jesus.
Okay, but it's not about your grandma. I'm talking about the grand scheme of black people's grandmothers in general believe in Jesus as their Lord and Savior as it pertains to the way it was introduced to them through the Bible. What I'm saying to you is that you committed to a narrative and a perspective about what we're doing.
And no, about what y'all chose to show.
No, but even what I'm trying,
you guys already put out there.
But listen, we literally established a few moments ago that even what is put out still must be filtered by the observer's perception. And the observer's perception still has the potential to produce a faulty perception. But what I'm telling you is
so y'all putting out false narratives then, correct?
No. What I'm telling you is that you won't even consider the possibility that your perception could be inaccurate. You literally
I'm not going to consider that
which means that you really don't care about what's really happening as much as you do about finding content that supports the perspective that you currently.
No.
That's what it's about.
No,
you're looking for more and more reasons.
Hey, Ray.
No. True.
That's what you're doing.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Y'all can you can sit here, right,
hey,
and
Tracy.
say, oh, what y'all put out there, we decide to take it how we want. Okay, I'm gonna use.
Yo, don't start, computer. Don't start with
terminology. Me. Okay, my terminology. All right.
Okay. Yeah, come on.
You want us? Oh no, you're saying that what you guys show us, right? On day basis, we gonna take that and paint a narrative of what we think it is. Correct?
Todd, that's what everybody does with everything.
So you telling me that I walk outside in my front yard, it's a tree that's been there, right? Every day that I walk out my house, I see this same tree.
Yes.
It looks the same. When the seasons change, the leaves fall off and they grow back on. But this tree is right there. So I choose to see this tree that's not there.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Tom. Listen what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. I can't.
Listen.
True.
No, listen. You gotta slow down.
I can't because listen. Y'all try. Listen. I know when a motherfucker trying to brain fuck me. Okay.
I'm not trying to brain.
No.
I'm not trying to.
I know when a motherfucker is trying to brain fuck me, right? And and then y'all try to use these different words. And, you know what I'm saying? Come with these different perspectives to try to make a person think that they tripping from what they see on a day-to-day basis. The information and what y'all show us and provide, we don't see what we see.
No, I never said you didn't see what you see.
We see what we see. So it's no different. It's not different. When we see the shit, it is what it is.
Let me ask you this. Do you want to gain an understanding or do you want to believe what you see?
No, I'm trying to gain an understanding, but don't try to bring up YouTube because I don't go for that type of shit. Okay? I've been in the streets, baby. I'm book smart and street smart. I know what the motherfucker trying to run game.
But if you're so equipped to recognize game, then you shouldn't be threatened by it.
I'm not threatened.
Okay, so you should have full confidence that no matter what I do, I couldn't brain fuck
you. You can say what you want. I'm saying you're trying to, and I'm letting you know that you can't.
Okay, if I can't, then relax.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is that no matter who you are, you're only dealing with your perception of a situation.
True.
That's all I'm saying to you. And you gotta and do you follow that? Do you follow that?
I follow what you're saying,
Okay, okay.
but
So
that's
what I'm
not
saying to you,
it.
what I'm saying, Ty, this is what I'm saying to you. This all I'm saying to you. Only thing I'm saying to you is that your perception of who you refer to as nature boy and who I refer to as God is inaccurate. Your perception of me is inaccurate, and I'm gonna give you a formula. And and,
I'm
and I
not
and you
saying
can
it's inaccurate.
no,
But what you believe in, if you believe that's your God, that's what you believe. I didn't say
no,
that's
I'm
inaccurate.
saying your perception because you're assigning certain perspectives about what we're doing, and I'm saying that that's not the case. I'll give you a simple equation, right? From what you've seen about me online, in the grand scope of the life that I've lived in 33 years being on this earth, what you've seen of me is a very tiny fraction. So for you
I
to
only
think
saw
that
what you showed me, true.
no, but I understand that. Now, what I'm saying is that you missed out on a lot about me as a person as well as God to reach a conclusion about us. It would be wrong for me to say I know who you are based upon what I've seen about you on YouTube.
And I never said that I never said
Okay,
that
so
I
why
know who
you
you
doing
are.
it to me?
Can I say one thing? I respect you, brother. True, I love you. But could it be that your perception of Nature Boy might be false? All these years of what y'all thought from when the first day that y'all stepped there and y'all sought oneness with God into where y'all at now?
I would say that my perception is actually accurate because I've done the work and been in the presence and lived and walked and traveled with this person, whereas other people are merely gathering conclusions from what they've seen online.
But that's what your leader gives to us, and we care about you, the people there, Malia, her son, Zoka losing her child. We don't even know if it's a male or a female. We care about y'all. So you can't sit here and say that our perception is wrong if we care about
No,
you
no,
people.
listen, you care about the idea of who you think I am in your mind
Hmm.
based upon the information and the content that you gathered from the internet. What I'm telling you is that you missed 20.
So when he slapped you, that wasn't real.
No,
That wasn't.
no,
You didn't feel a slap.
no. It's not to the degree that it appears online.
So Zoka losing her child, that wasn't real either. We should just lose that. Like
Of,
that was real or wasn't.
yes, it was real, but it wasn't based in anything malicious.
But she said that her baby
Listen,
was at a
you
hospital and it
listen,
wasn't because the hospital
listen,
don't keep
listen.
children.
You seem like an intelligent brother. I know you
Yeah,
are from the way you're from the way you're carrying yourself. You
yeah.
know that it's not foreign and it's not uncommon for people to lose their children.
But they don't lose it. They don't keep their baby. The hospital doesn't keep a child. Zoka said her baby, the hospital kept. The hospital does
She
not
didn't.
keep a child. I lost a child, and my child had a burial.
Yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that they do things differently in different parts of the world, dog.
I researched that. That wasn't. That's not what they do, bro. That's what I'm saying. We research that. You have some people like Ty.
I
We
was
do
there,
research.
God.
I
What I'm telling
respect that.
God, what I'm telling you is that I was there.
Hmm.
That's what happened, bro. I was
No, I'm
literally
not.
there.
Hmm. And the hospital kept that child. There's no record of them having that child, brother. I looked that up. I called them.
Brother,
That's not
brother,
true.
but what I'm telling you, brother, that's what happened. I was there.
Hmm. I respect that. So let me ask you this: if that brother was to go away for 10 years, what would you do with your life from this point?
I would continue conducting my life the way that I have been. I
In
don't, I
terms
don't
of
have, I
what?
don't have another life outside of being a soldier.
So when he leaves this earth, what do you do then
I'll
as a
do the
human
same.
being, a smart, intelligent brother?
I'll do the same thing that Farrakhan is doing, saving
Farrakhan.
lives. The same thing that Farrakhan is doing since Elijah Muhammad left
What
this earth.
what is what?
Continue the mission.
But what is the mission if all we see is negative, bro? Like, what are we supposed to do? Why is it? Yeah.
The reason you see negative only is because that's what you're searching for.
No,
that's all we see.
No, I can show you. I can show you if you were to just go to YouTube, and if and you had the opportunity to come here, you could have came here and seen for yourself.
I search every YouTube, bro. It's times where I didn't even sleep, seeing the pain of what people went through.
Did you come here though?
Come where? What do you mean? To the camp?
Came to the house.
Bro, I have 5 kids, bro, that I
No, but what I'm
for.
saying to you, brother, is that you would never establish. I mean, maybe you would, but I'll say most people wouldn't establish a committed relationship without meeting that person in person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but no one who left had anything good to say, though, bro. There's not one person who left Carbon Nation who had anything good to say.
I do.
But you never left yet. You're there.
Which makes my opinion more credible.
How? If you still there, you're still under that spell. Do you understand that there's spells that people could put on you too?
It's not a spell, brother. Basically, let's take it to this context. If I were to talk to all of the people in your life that you had a disagreement with, they would have a negative narrative about you as well.
Not if I display myself in the positive. Oh, let me let you talk. I apologize.
But listen, if I talk to your best friend that spent the night with you, that's been to your birthday party, that's traveled with you, that's been through things with you, they would have a different narrative. And I can't say, well, the reason you think so highly about them is because you never stopped dealing with them. That don't make no sense.
But when you first went there from the beginning, you thought you were going to be married to a wife. That's what you thought, correct? That was your perception.
No.
Were you married?
No. What I'm telling you is that that's what you think, brother, and you've been living through what you think.
When you first went there, you didn't have a wife, or did you? But that's mine. So you didn't have a wife. None of y'all had wives.
Bro, listen. You missed about 30 years of my life.
30 years? What do you mean?
But that person before you came to carbonation doesn't exist, correct?
Listen, yes, what I'm saying to you is that you missed 30 years of my life that's not on the internet. And it's valid information because the people that know me, they don't view me the same way y'all do.
You talking about your family? Do you have family? You talking about like your loved ones? Or who you talking
about? No, that's what you think of as family. When I say family, I'm talking about frequency of thought. I'm talking about the people that knew me in that identity of, the who I was before I came here, which is essentially an elevated version of who I was in the past.
Great brother. I could tell.
The people that knew me from the military, like my cousins and stuff like that, they came over here before. They came to a cookout. They can still tell that version of me is still present and intact. It's not brainwashed. Well, it is brainwashed as far as cleaning the brain, but not in the context that y'all think. They can tell. My cousin looked me in my eyes and seen that.
I'm sorry, that is not me. That is the network. It's acting funky tonight. So, but keep on doing that. It's not me.
Hey, all the networks be acting funky.
So don't go yelling at me.
Ain't nobody yelling at you.
What you would refer to as family, my own family, my cousins that have known.
What do you refer to them as? Not my perspective.
Listen,
what do you refer to them as?
What I'm saying to you is that it's weird that strangers are more concerned about my well-being than my
you are.
Cousins. No, I'll just say for the context of what we're talking, my family, my cousins, my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, they're not worried about my well-being because they know me and they've seen me and they can still see that the person that they've known is still present, is still intact, is just more intelligent more healthy, and more disciplined. Y'all are more worried and you're a stranger, which makes no sense. My cousin literally came
Thank
over
you
here,
guys for the thumbs
sat
up. Thumbs
down with
up.
me,
Thank you guys.
drink with me, talk with me, and was not worried about my welfare. You
But
think my
even in the
cousin,
terms of having a drink, alcohol, at first he said alcohol was poison. Now y'all
listen,
drinking everything.
alcohol
Go ahead.
outside of moderation is poison. A sip is not gonna do anything to you. Drunkenness is when it becomes a problem. What I'm saying to you is that if my cousin thought at any moment that I was in danger, as long as he been knowing me, he would have did something
Yeah,
about it.
Tracy.
But bro, I'm talking about the teachings of Elijah Bishop that he gave in the beginning. He said alcohol and drugs were not good. That you should not do it.
You should not you should not abuse them
So,
to drunkenness.
True.
so you're
I, I'm sorry, sent from heaven, but I got a few, like just one person that I want to let up.
no. I'm gonna go down. Hey, bro. Like I said, I love you for the sake of God, brother. You know, things happen for a reason. You know, I just hope that you are able to enjoy your life. I hope that, whatever that the universe has, what's going to happen is going to happen. But I just pray for your mind. I pray for all y'all minds, bro. And I just say,
Uh-oh.
just be strong. I'm going to drop down, bro. I came on here because I care. I care about Zoka. I care about Malia seeing her son. Any woman that's away from their child,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to feel some type of way. I went live and talked to Nature Boy, and December 22nd, and I asked, I was going to pay for Malia to go see her son. He don't even know Malia's birthday. So how could you have a natal chart or all that stuff if you don't even know the women you're with birthday? I know my kids, he don't even know their birthday. He don't even know. So how could you have a chart and say, oh, this is this, and you're a part of this? If he don't even, I said, what's Malia's birthday? He said, what's your birthday? He don't even know it, bro. So how could you have a chart for somebody if you don't even know their birthday? I'm gonna leave that and I'm gonna drop down. But you just think about that, brother. I love you, brother. Peace.
I got
We're not about to be disrespectful in the comments either. So yeah, I know it was somebody that I wanted to. No, but I'm. My thing is like when you guys are showing negative shit. Okay, I don't see it being positive when you're
What's
getting
up, Doc?
smacked in your face or when your son is laying face down on the ground with his head. I mean, his face painted into the floor. When Melinda is getting jumped by a group of girls. When she's getting kicked and getting disrespected and talked to crazy. I don't see that being a positive message.
Todd, none of those things that you stated are happening. And you're in Atlanta, right?
Ain't happening. Ain't
You're in Atlanta,
happening.
right?
No,
Oh shit!
I'm where he got to come to
And you're in
next.
Atlanta, right?
Ain't happening.
Are you in Georgia? Okay, well, regardless of where you're at, you had the opportunity to come and see for yourself, and you did.
I don't. It. This is what like zones me out. But matter of fact, cool. Go ahead, cause
I mean, that speaks volumes.
I'm a talk. I gotta talk to you, true.
Before you start cool Haitian, I'm just gonna say this: if I was concerned about a group of people and they gave out their address and opened up appointments, I would have been there.
I'm not.
I was.
Down
I'm just saying, just so I can say for myself, not for social media, but just so I can say for myself that I went and checked and I did something about it. That is me.
no, but you know what? I got to a point to where it's just like it's not that nobody like care about your well being or whatever. I mean, like your son, he brightens my heart, you know. But like I came to the grips to where y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna stay where you gonna stay. I'm not here to change y'all, man. I'm not here to stop y'all. I'm not here to make y'all leave. You understand what I'm saying? That's not my mission.
Well, what is your mission then? That I want.
My mission is to stop the young girls from going over there because any young women or any young men, um, from what y'all showed me and from what I saw with my own two eyes, no, I don't want a young lady getting jumped by a group of females because she is in her emotions and she's having a bad day. Y'all act as if, people don't have feelings. They can't, you know, have a bad day. Go outside, take a breather, hell, scream and be mad.
Exactly.
Because all I hear is this nigga talking shit all fucking day.
Exactly.
He can express how he feel. He can throw tantrums. He can call
Hey,
everybody
Mika.
out their motherfucking name. So when I decide that I want to do that, or it's a bad day for me. People do wake up in bad days, right? I'm pretty sure you woke up to having some bad days in carbonation. We ain't about to sit up here and act as if we didn't. So, when I'm entitled to that as a human, correct?
Nope, not there.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah, but listen,
Hold on. Hold on.
There's an element that you're missing though.
No, I don't think it's no element. I'm just saying, like, for just any woman, period, to feel that they are nothing but bitches and hoes, right? And then when I am feeling a certain type of way, oh, smack her.
Mm-hmm.
Just so he won't get his hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Can I ask him a question?
No.
You might feel that he's doing something else, but that's what it is.
What I'm
May
saying,
I ask him?
Yeah, go ahead, cool.
there was an element that she missed that needs to be talked about.
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm saying, Ty. That's
I
not fair.
don't
That's not
Can
fair.
I ask you a question, True?
understand that part.
Let
I
me
don't.
let me
I don't
let me close out before we
the
transfer to
abuse of
another
women.
thought.
It's nothing that you can say
That's
to make
not
me
fair,
understand.
Ty. That's not fair.
It's nothing you can say to make me understand the abuse of women.
God, first of all, I'm not trying to. I told you already that I couldn't change your mind about anything I want to.
No,
The
you
only thing
change
I'm
my now
doing,
what I see. You correct.
right, and that's because I literally just told you that everybody's living through their perception of reality. It doesn't have
No,
to.
I'm living through what I saw you guys do
It's
or
your
that and do
perception
to women.
still, Todd. It's still your perception.
It's still it's what I see. Like I
Which
said,
is your
my
perception.
perception of a tree being outside of my fucking house and my perception is there.
No, but you're not understanding how perception works. It's like if we walked into a room, you would see something different than me, even though we're looking at the same room.
That's not exactly true.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is because you can take.
No,
You
it's
can
not
take.
true. That's
I'm gonna
what
give
that
you.
man.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me close out this thought, Haitian. You can take 3 guys into the same room, but because of their profession, they're gonna see something different. If somebody's a painter, they're gonna notice how offset the paint is and the discoloration of it. Whereas somebody who's a carpenter may not see that, even though they're in the same room.
That's not called perception.
That
That's called
is
objective.
perception.
That's
It's called
objectivity.
perception.
Okay, I'm gonna let you
It's
finish.
called perception.
No, that's not perception. That is it's an abstract. It's an objectivity, right? So
Bro,
let me explain something
look
to you.
up perception, bro, and
Hold
tell me
on.
does that not
Let's
fit the narrative? Or do
let
you
me
just want to
let
say
me.
that?
No, okay.
Do you really want to do it? Because we can do it.
Yeah,
I
let's
want
do
to
it.
have a conversation.
Let's do it.
And ask you a couple questions.
Is this an
Back to what?
interrogation?
True. You remember me from last year?
I'm
Come on,
just
don't do
saying.
this.
I'm just saying. Is this an interrogation?
This is the same guy from last year. This is the only
Yeah,
difference.
I understand.
I'm
I
direct.
understand who you are.
I'm direct, and I don't get emotional because, unlike most people, I'm not exactly thinking that you guys are victims. I think that a lot of you guys are willing participants,
Yeah.
and I'm not faulted. I'm not against you for that. You have the right to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the issue comes in play is where is the level of humanity? Let me explain. And I'm not talking about nature boy. I'm talking about you.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
What is your humanity for the abuse? Now you can call it perception all you want to, But when you sit there and you tell someone to slap a female, right, you are inherently degrading the person. And I know a lot of people get emotional when they talk to you guys. And I will say for the record, I've never had a bad conversation with you. It was always respectful. Um, but I have to say this real quick, right? Where is your humanity as a man, as a person, for others that you see getting abused? And if you don't believe that they're getting abused, then at which point you've lost your humanity. Maybe you believe in something so much that you've lost yourself, right? I'm not judging you, but my question is this to you: where is your humanity when you sit there as a man and you watch another man make another human being get on his knees, face the ground, right? When you watch that same man, okay, elevate himself to a status of a god, whereas the whole point was for you guys to be in nature, right? One with nature. But now you guys, now that particular person has all types of chains, blasting hip hop music, and is inherently abusing others, right? Don't you think that the God concept has made him lose his humanity? And are you on a path as well to losing your humanity?
No, and I'm gonna and watch this, right? This is what's happening. You, just like many other people in this room, and the host herself, y'all.
I'm not biased. I'm not biased. I could care less. I'm just acting from what I see.
I did not cut you off, and if you're gonna do that to me, then we can't have a respectful dialogue. This is not.
No, sure, go ahead. Sure.
So listen, what I'm trying to tell you is that you, along with the host and most of the people in this room, you guys have spiraled into an illusion. I'm going to tell
really?
you. Yes. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you one time. But because you've invested into a counter narrative, you're going to say that I'm lying.
It's not a counter narrative. It's called balance.
I didn't cut you off. You're going to continue to cut me off, and then we can't have a conversation. What I'm trying to get you, listen, this is the truth of the matter. There's no abuse occurring on this property. There's no abuse occurring within our organization. What you're looking at is a show. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
Oh, damn.
Okay, I actually agree with you on that.
What you're
I agree with you on
watching,
that. It is a show.
what you're watching is a stage
event. It's a show. Okay.
It's a
So can I ask you one
show.
question?
Wow.
To that point, right?
Yes.
So you are correct. It is a show. So, by your admission, it's a show.
Yes.
So if it's a show, then there's no reality to it. So then that would mean you guys are perpetrating.
It's not.
You guys are perpetrating. Exactly. You guys are perpetrating the illusion. So explain this to me. If it's a show, right? If it's a show,
Yes.
Are babies born in a show, or is it an illusion that the child is being born there? If it's a show,
It's both.
both. Okay, cool. All right. Name me one show in which the actor actually catches a disease in real life, like the show.
Nobody has caught a disease.
I've never said that you have. I'm just asking you to name me a show in which the actor has caught a disease. Name me one show in which you see two actors having a baby, but in reality, in real life, they actually produce the child. Sir, it is not a show. It is something you're doing for show business. Right? But you're also using people, and I have no illusions that you guys are doing this for a show. But the difference is this. When the show starts impacting real life, then it no longer becomes a show. It becomes reality. And in the real world, right? What you might call an illusion, a perception, right? Okay?
Tell it.
In the eyes of certain authorities, in the eyes of people, when they use their moral compass, they realize something's wrong. And if this is the type of show you're putting out, then why would you put such a negative type of show out there when you're trying to change the masses?
Tell it.
Why not something more positive?
Hey,
Why not
DJ
something akin to, like,
Ross.
let's say, I don't know, the Cosby Show?
What's up, booby?
Why would you want to put out the worst stereotypical things of black people on earth.
Where
Abuse,
boss lady
loud,
go?
right? Lost. Huh?
Can't turn around. She gone.
Explain that to me.
That's not
This is new.
what's happening.
It's
It's
new.
not okay.
That's
Hey,
what
Kiki,
you're
baby.
choosing to see.
But you know, you do have the opportunity to change my mind. I'm open.
I don't. You know, it's actually impossible to change your mind.
It's not impossible at all. I'm an open book. I'm a human being.
No. Even if I introduce to you new concepts, you still have to accept.
No,
What
we ain't
makes you think
gotta
I won't?
accept nothing.
No,
You already prejudging me.
What I'm saying is, I said that.
Woo wee! I like it. I like it like that. Yeah, baby. At DJ Vibes, I need your email or something because I want to work on something.
I like it like that. That was a hot song.
So we can all move.
If he wants to drop his Bigo ID in here, he's more than do with you. She's just the glue. Nicole is the glue. Up to you guys, but I will be putting it on here too. Right after this go off, and then I'm putting myself in the closet.
Things of black people on earth. Abuse. Sir, it is not a show.
You've invested into a counter narrative. You're gonna say that I'm lying. This is
It's not a counter narrative. It's called balance.
I didn't
Balance
cut you
is-
off. You're gonna continue to cut me off, and then we can't have
Okay.
a conversation.
Oh, you're gonna be jamming, Caroline, while you at work.
To the matter, there's no abuse occurring on this property. There's no abuse occurring within our organization. What you're
Interesting.
looking at is a show.
Mm.
I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. What
Okay,
you're
I actually
watching-
agree with you on that.
What you're
I agree with you
watching,
on that. It is a show.
what you're watching is a stage.
Stage.
Event. It's a show. Okay.
Mm.
So can I ask you one question? Let me ask you to that point. Right? So you are correct. It is a show. So by your admission, it's a show.
Yes.
So if it's a show, then there's no reality to it. So then that would
That's
mean
the
you guys
narrative
are
that
perpetrating.
paint. It's not.
You guys are perpetrating. Exactly. You guys are perpetrating the illusion. So explain this to me. If it's a show, right? If it's a show,
Yes.
Are babies born in a show, or is it an illusion that the child is being born there? If
Both.
it's a show,
It's both.
both. Okay, cool. All right. Name me one show in which the actor actually catches a disease in real life, like the show.
Who hates it? Nobody has caught a disease.
I've never said that you have. I'm just asking you to name me a show in which the actor has caught a disease. Name me one show in which you see two actors having a baby, but in reality, in real life, they actually produced a child. Sir, it is not a show. It is something you're doing for show business, right? But you're also using people, and I have no illusions that you guys are doing this for a show.
Okay.
But the difference is this. When the show starts impacting real life, then it no longer becomes a show, it becomes reality. And in the real world, right, what you might call an illusion, a perception, right, okay, in the eyes of certain authorities, in the eyes of people, when they use their moral compass, they realize something is wrong. And if this is the type of show you're putting out, then why would you put such a negative type of show out there when you're trying to change the masses? Why not something more positive? Why not something akin to, like, let's say, I don't know, the Cosby Show? Why would you want to put out the worst stereotypical things of black people on earth? Abuse, loud, right? Lost. Explain that to me.
That's not.
So you could look inside yourself.
It's not okay.
That's what you're choosing to see.
But you know, you do have the opportunity to change my mind. I'm open.
I don't. You know, it's actually impossible
It's not impossible at all. I'm an open book. I'm a human being.
No. Even if I introduce to you new concepts, you still have to accept it.
And what makes you think I won't?
No,
You're already prejudging me.
What I'm saying is, I said that statement to let
Mhm.
you know that the power never leaves your
Mhm.
vicinity. The power is still in your hands. I can't.
So am I God? Am I God?
Are you a God?
Mhm.
Yeah, of course.
Mm. Are you a God?
Yes, everybody is a God in their own
Mhm.
right, but who you refer to as Nature Boy and who I refer to as the God, the three gods, is actually God. Like he's actually.
So he's above us in terms of his godliness.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So explain to me, is he a god of peace, a god of war, a god of manipulation? When he slaps one of you men in the face,
It's a show.
how do you turn around and hold on, sir? How do you turn around now and look at the women over there and not feel as if something in your manhood, when you guys had to kneel to him in real life, right? How do you now turn around and look at your wife or your girl, whoever's over there, and be a man? Whereas he's the ultimate god. That means he has first pickings, correct?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay, cool. Does this God also, let's say this God decided to say, hey, you know what? I want to sleep with True tonight.
Ooh, it's part of the
Is there
show.
any moral compass in you that says, I'm not sleeping with a man, or you just obey your God? Does your God make you do what he wants you to do because you have to serve him?
It's a show.
No, that's not how it works.
Hey,
I know that.
No, I'm asking.
I
Just asking the question.
I just told you that's not how
Hey,
it works.
get real.
Everybody's doing
How are you?
contrary to the common narrative.
But why you refuse to answer my question, though?
I'm answering your
Hypothetically,
question.
it's a show.
If you don't cut me off, I'm gonna answer your question.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Everybody's doing exactly what they want to be doing.
Ooh.
There's no magnificent mind control occurring where people are not making their own decisions, sir.
So,
but it's a show.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I like this. He said everybody's doing what they want to do. But I just recently saw a video where a dude got slapped. But according to you, it's a show. So did he really get slapped, or was that a stage prop that he got slapped for giving him a strawberry versus whatever else they were wanting to do?
It's a scene. I told you it was.
Come on, guys. We got to get these likes up. We had like 50 people in here and we only have 20 likes. Can we get these likes up? Can we get these likes up? The sister be doing her job and it's a good interview at the end. Can we get these likes up? Let's go. The likes are not moving. Can we get these likes up? Can we get these likes up, please? Let's get these likes up. We need like 5 more. Come on, my Bush babies. Help out my Bush babies. We want to finish with this guy. He's tearing True ass up. We need 4 more likes. We need 4 more likes. We need 4 likes. We need 4 likes. We need 4 likes. Let's go. We need 3 more likes. We need just 3 more likes. When you come in, hit the like. It doesn't cost you nothing. Nobody even knows who hits the like. So nobody won't know if you hit the like. We need 3 more likes so we can move forward. We need 3 likes. Can 3 nice people hit the like? Can 3 nice people hit the like so we can move forward? I would like to move forward, but we need 3 likes. Three more likes. 3 more likes. Three more likes. You. Hey, Miss Leo, we need 2 more likes. Just 2. Just 2 more likes. That's it. Just 2. Just 2. One. We need 1. Just 1 One more like. One. Can one nice person hit the like? We just need one. Not the like. Hit the like. We need one more like. They don't want to give it to me. Give me that one more like so we can go forward. And we got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now let's get back to this interview. Thank you so much.
See, okay, so, okay. What about your family? Is that also a show? Where's your wife?
When you say family,
Biological.
oh my God, you talking about the family that shares the same last name and basically.
I
Right.
guess
The
so.
people that gave birth to you, that raised you, that nurtured you, that cared for you. Those
You
people.
don't know if you don't. You see how
Okay, you're right.
you don't
You're right.
know if that type of relationship was even there. You see how your mind like.
So you're
I did it. I did it for a reason, True. Hold on, True. Let me finish.
You don't know if they love
Let me
me.
explain to you why I said that. But let me explain to you why I said that, sir. The reason why I said that is because precisely because you just got triggered by this emotion. It lets you know you did not have a good relationship with your family. That is the only reason why you're allowing another man to dominate you so much. It is a psychological deficiency. It is an emotional restraint. You understand me? There are things going on in your life that led you to be there. You didn't just get up one day and get there, right? No human being gets into a car crash unless he gets into a car and drives, right? So there were some things that led you to be there.
That's actually not true.
So there's nothing in your life that led you to up. Listen, sir, it's like the cloud atlas, right? Our lives are connected, right? You're connected to me, whether it be second, third, fourth, seventh degree, but we're all connected. There is a reason why you are having this conversation today. What led you to be there? There is also a reason that led you to be where you're at right now with Nature Boy.
Nate,
And like I
that
told
nuts.
you last year, maybe you forgot.
That's
I also
nuts.
told you that I think with your your temperament and your comportment and your understanding and allowing people to speak in your humbleness, you actually were better than he was. Maybe you forgot that conversation, right?
Well, all right.
So, like, you just got emotionally triggered right now, and I know you don't have to admit it, but we all heard it. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. But that was more like a bait for me to see how you react,
Thank you for coming
right?
out,
And the
baby.
fact that you reacted the way you reacted, it tells me that you don't have to tell me that you didn't have a good relationship with your family, True. I know. Because if you did, you wouldn't be there with Nature Boy getting degraded. You understand? It's a psychological
It's a
issue
show.
going on here.
Thank you,
Degraded,
Get Real.
degraded would mean that
That
there's people that I feel like matter.
Uh-huh.
But who am I being degraded to?
me.
No. You're not being degraded
Me.
to
It's
anyone.
okay for us not to matter, but
No,
Right.
I'm saying like in order for me, in
that
order to be
provide
degraded, that would-
donations
no,
when you guys ask for it. Why wouldn't
No.
you care about the people that help you?
Listen, in order for me to to feel degraded, that would mean that I would have some sense of shame in what I'm doing.
No. Let me counter that real quick. In order for you to have felt degraded, that means degraded. That means you went down, right? That means you would have had to at least thought highly of yourself. Your self-esteem should have been there in the first place.
Ooh.
But if you don't have nothing to lose in the self department,
Ooh.
you don't know your worth.
Ooh.
When you degrade something, it is a devaluing of something.
Mhm.
If you don't devalue yourself, sir, you'll never understand you're being degraded.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's what's happening to you.
It happened to
All I'm
him.
saying is this: exactly. Somebody said dignity. Dignity is a precious thing. To value oneself is the greatest commodity you possess. But if you don't have that,
Hey,
if
Ring
something
Ring.
happened in your life, right? Whether you did something or somebody did something to you, or you felt unloved, unwanted,
Miss
or
Riley
something,
bad.
guess what ends up happening? When you encounter someone who can see that within you, it's like saying the sheep doesn't know he's a sheep. He encounters the wolf, he thinks he's a wolf himself.
Mm-mm-mm.
But in reality, He's prey.
Mm.
And that's what happened. You are prey,
Mm.
right? Not prey, Pray, Prey,
Mm. Mm.
to a predator.
Mm.
Now, predator doesn't mean sexual. A predator could be a predator mind.
Ooh.
So, of course, you don't feel degraded because you don't feel self worth.
Ooh.
So, how can you feel degraded or lowered if you never thought highly of yourself, sir?
Tell it. Tell it. Tell it.
That's one context to view the situation.
Well, what's your context? Let's see, what's your context?
Well, the context would be congruent to that of having a personal trainer. If I wanted to develop my body, I would find somebody who has already achieved that standard, and I would use them as a way to gain advice, as a way to be guided, as a way to be trained into the condition that they've already achieved. I would also find somebody that's a millionaire if I wanted to make money. I would take their advice. I would take their recommendation. I would take their guidance. But in that process, even though that person has achieved the level that I would like to achieve, it doesn't mean that I have to be accompanied by a feeling of degradation. It just means that I understand that this is a
I'm
part.
glad you mentioned personal trainer. If that personal trainer was training you,
You gotta allow me to finish. I let you
oh,
talk.
go ahead.
Well,
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So the only thing I'm saying is that where you see degradation, I see mentorship. I see guidance. I see development.
That's awesome. Okay. I mean, I agree with you on that. I can't stop you from what you're seeing. But I just want to touch back on the personal trainer analogy that you made. If your personal trainer is training you all the while using steroids that's killing your body, are you really being properly trained?
Ooh.
But you can't use that example because a personal trainer is not synonymous with steroid usage.
No, no, I said if. I said if. This
But
if,
but we
which
can
is
do
subjective.
if. We can do if with anything.
Okay.
So let's talk about what's actually happening rather than what is.
What is actually happening from your perspective or from what the world sees? Which one,
The
sir?
world doesn't even see.
Really?
Yeah, because you're not a representative of the world.
I am part of the world.
No,
So
but
it's
we're
time.
talking about the world as a whole. Do not know about nature, boy.
No, I'm not talking. Don't play semantics. I'm not talking about popularity
No, I'm
world. I'm
saying,
talking
well,
about the
let's
world
choose.
outside of your household, sir.
Let's choose our words carefully because if we're going to
Fine.
be intellectuals, let's be functional. Let's be functional.
Okay. Okay, fine. You want me to use another word?
No, I want you to be in alignment.
Somebody says, drop the troll. He gives me a headache. I didn't know I was giving a headache. You feel like I'm giving you a headache, true?
No. This is true. Because I understand this is bigger than me and you. Because there's somebody that's listening that actually matters. What I'm saying to you is that
Elijah's listening.
What I'm saying to you is that let's be punctual in the words that we use if we're going to have an intellectual conversation. That's a part.
Okay, I agree. I agree with you. So going forward.
So what I'm saying to you, let's actually hone in on who you represent, and who you represent is nothing but a cool Haitian. You're not speaking on behalf of an organization that chose you as a representative to be their voice. So you're coming from your perspective and your perspective.
Let me ask you. Hold on. Pause. I gotta ask you just one question.
Yeah.
You said speaking from a perspective of cool Haitian, not from an organization.
No.
Let me ask you a question. Follow this lead real quick.
Let's go.
What is a king to a commoner? And what is a king to a god? And what is a god to a non-believer? I am cool and Haitian because I don't need an organization. I believe I'm stronger than that. That's the difference between me and you. You needed an organization and a trainer. I believe that I myself am such entity. So we are very different, sir. You understand? And I believe you're smart. You're very intelligent, true. But you're very weak in the emotional department. And life has to have a balance. So these questions I'm asking you, sir, is not to troll you. I'm asking these questions because there has to be a counterbalance. For every nature boy, there must be a tie. You get what I'm saying? There needs to be someone that is going to check and balance. That's just life. For every good is evil. I think, and she's been doing this a lot longer than me. I think she represents the side of good on this particular fact because her mission is to save women and save children. I think Nature Boy is exploitive. So for me, Mr. Elijah Bishop, and you, of course, you as well, who I do believe is second in command,
Mm.
right? In my opinion, is also a representative of evils,
Ooh.
right? I don't think you per se are evil,
Mm-hmm.
but if you participate in evil, you are
Mm-hmm.
evil. You can't be neutral on a moving train. If you see what your God is doing,
Mm-hmm.
who is a human being, flesh and blood, in front of you, if your God hypothetically decided to slap your kid, would you allow him to just slap your child because he's a God? Or would your fatherly instinct, your human instinct kick in and realize, hold up, time out, dude, you've gone too far. So is there a limit to what this God could do for you or against you? And at what point do you stand up as a human being and stop the nonsense?
The thing about it is that you're projecting nonsense that is not.
Am I?
Yes, because the thing about it is I'm actually here, and you're making claims and statements as if you're.
I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions.
No, yeah, you're asking questions, but you're also asking questions with with being insinuating that something bad is occurring over here.
I am definitely doing that. I will not lie to you. Of course, I'm doing that
Okay,
because
okay,
because I truly no because I truly believe something. So here's the thing: who has the burden of proof? Hmm? My bad, y'all, for my nose. I did go in the water earlier. Who has the burden of proof here? Who has more to prove? The person who puts on a show, but they have to question the show.
Uh-huh.
They have some sort of. You can't get mad. I'm questioning your quote unquote show. By the way, there's different levels of shows. This is what we call a freak show.
Well,
Okay.
that's what Cool Haitian calls a freak show.
Exactly. I'm looking at you guys, me, Cool
You
Nation.
said we. You said we as if you represent more than yourself.
I could guarantee you, for anybody that thinks that Nature Boy and Carbonation is a free show, put a one in the comments. I will guarantee there'll be a lot of ones.
Ah.
I can guarantee there go this is coming
Yes,
up.
this guy
There will just be
killing
different
it.
ones.
Killing it.
So I do believe that at this particular moment,
Hello,
I do
boss
represent
lady.
the quote unquote
Oh
masses that
God.
are watching your show. Your show promotes violence against women. Let's talk about what your show promotes, right?
Yeah.
It promotes violence against women, right? It promotes a lot of immorality. It promotes lack of self-esteem. Okay, should I continue? Separation of families, right? Vulgarism.
That's a show.
You bring a trans woman, supposedly that looks more masculine than me, even though I'm wearing a wig, joking around, and you tell me that that trans person is the queen of the house. So it also promotes disrespecting black women.
Yes, yes,
You see what I'm
yes.
saying? So this is what your show promotes. Now, would I be allowed to be in your show? Can I come to your show? Because I have no problem moving over there. I'm already on the bunk bed anyway, so I'll move over there. And let's just verify whether or not I fit within your show. You think I could go there? Can I move in with you guys?
I don't
Well,
know,
that's not even
Tracy.
a
I
question,
don't
because
know.
appointments
We gotta
were
find him.
made. Opportunities was presented for anybody to come and see for themselves what was going on to actually confirm the validity of the beliefs that they carry.
So are the gates of heaven still open for a guy like me, a non-believer, a heathen?
Of course, I couldn't
They
close
are?
the gate. I couldn't close the gate.
Yes, love it.
So when can I come
love
over?
It, love it.
As soon as you adopt the frequency.
How do I adopt such frequency?
Oh, you adopt the
thank you.
frequency. Frequency is contingent upon thought, just like radio stations.
Ah, that means I had to adopt that. That means I had to basically believe. I can't go there as a dissenting voice.
A part of the show.
Am I allowed to go there as Cool and Haitian?
Cool and Haitian.
Because if you're such a god, if Elijah Bishop, right?
Elijah
Oh, by the way,
Bishop.
when I saw the video, he did not sound like a god to me. He sounded like somebody very scared. How could a god be scared of a SWAT team? That's crazy.
Ooh.
You should just snap your hands like, fingers like Thanos. And
ACC.
you're a god, but you haven't been in prison more than 24 hours. I heard this morning, sounds like he's cracking. So if I was running a quote-unquote organization, I would say that he's closer to snitching if he wasn't the top dog.
And like I said, and like I, and the same stance I'm holding now is the same stance that I will continue to hold. Is that everything that you've stated is nothing more than a reflection of your perception of what you think is going on.
Well, sir, I'm watching your show.
I didn't cut you off, and you have it.
Latanya, hold on. Your sister got you. Your sister got you. Hold on. Hold on and hold on.
Oh, I
Oh,
apologize.
hello to all my lovely people coming in. I don't want to drag the video. So when you see me flash your name up, I'm giving you my love and saying hello. But let's keep this video going.
Because I haven't adopted your frequency yet, so let me be quiet. Go ahead.
It's not about
Oh, God, I can't take it. I can't take it. Hello, CC. Hi, Yvette. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're not part of the family, make sure you join the family. Hit the subscribe and hit the like and join the family. I'm glad all of you guys. This guy brought all of you. Wow, get real one. Woo woo. Welcome.
come on in, come on in. Hit the like button.
Sweetness. This guy's killing it. Ah, Chu is trying to find a new boyfriend. This guy ain't gonna wake you up, but boom, hit him with the left, hit him with the right, tell him rain. Chu doesn't give himself a headache. He lives in his own head. Yeah. He's hungry for the eggplant. True looking for a bag of chips. CC, right? I need to know. He said his name is something Haitian. Something Haitian. Where is he's on whoever he is, he's on Bigo, and we need to find him on Bigo. Force Lady, get on it.
And what's the name?
Something Haitian. Cooler Haitian. Somebody said cooler Haitian or cool Haitian. One or the other. Dragging his Ross clot blood clots. Ross.
I was gonna beat up who earlier, Carolyn?
She was they about to beat me up? No, Carolyn. She about to gonna beat you up. Yeah. End. This is like the best yet. What's her name? Nika Knight. Stay away from these coats. Let more people like this do it. And what's the other guy? Stay away. Let the professionals do this. Because a lot of people nothing that he said. Now let's go. Because this is getting ready to end. I don't want it to end. But let's go.
It promotes violence against women, right?
See, he says
It
everything.
promotes a lot of immorality. It promotes lack of self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Should I continue?
Mm-hmm.
Separation of families,
Mm-hmm.
right? Vulgarism. You bring a trans woman, supposedly that looks more masculine than me, even though I'm wearing a wig, joking around, and you tell me that that trans person is the queen of the house. So it also promotes disrespecting black women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what your show promotes.
Check.
Now, would I be allowed
Check.
to be in your show?
Check.
Can I come to your show? Because I have no problem moving over there. I'm already on a bunk bed anyway, so I'll move over there.
Check.
And let's just verify whether or not I fit within your show.
I don't know, Great
Do
Bill.
you think I could go there? Can I move in with you guys?
Check.
Well, that's not even the question because appointments were made. Opportunities was presented for anybody to come and see for themselves what was going
Check.
on and to actually confirm the validity of the beliefs that they carry.
So are the gates of heaven still open for a guy like me, a non-believer, a heathen?
Of course, I couldn't
They are?
I couldn't close the gates if I wanted.
So when can I come over?
As soon as you adopt the frequency.
How do I adopt such frequency?
Oh, you adopt
Yeah, thank you.
Frequency is contingent upon thought, just like radio stations.
That means I had to adopt that. That means I had to basically believe. I can't go there as a dissenting voice because I'll be going against the grid. Am I allowed to go there as cool and Haitian? Because if you're such a god, if Elijah Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Who, by the way, when I saw the video, He did not sound like a god to me. He sounded like somebody very scared. How could a god be scared of a SWAT team? That's crazy. You should just snap your hands like fingers like Thanos and poof. You're a god, but you haven't been in prison more than 24 hours. And I heard this morning, sounds like he's cracking. So if I was running a quote unquote organization, I would say that he's closer to snitching if he wasn't the top dog.
And like I said, and like in the same stance I'm holding now is the same stance that I will continue to hold. Is that everything that you've stated is nothing more than a reflection of your perception of what you think is going on.
Well, sir, I'm watching your show.
I didn't cut you off, and you have the tendency to do that, and I don't know why.
Oh, I apologize because I haven't adopted your frequency yet, so let me be quiet. Go ahead.
It's not about it's just about holding a general level of respect in conversation and allowing somebody to finish.
True. I respect you. No, hold on. I'm gonna let you go. I respect you as a human being, but as a man, I don't. But I will be quiet. Go ahead.
And what I'm saying to you is that your respect level has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with how you feel about yourself. And what I'm saying to you, like the original stance that I keep promoting, is that your perception of what's going on and what is actually going on is not congruent concepts. I'm telling you that your perception is limited because you're not here. You had the opportunity to come here, you didn't. I'm saying that I've been here and I've directly experienced what we're doing. I know what we're doing because I'm doing it and I'm living it. It's actually my life. And I'm saying that my perspective is more credible than yours.
Ooh.
Now here's the thing. You said it's your life. I wanna counter that. I don't think it's your life. I don't think this is your life. I think your life belongs to your God, right?
Just like he wants you to live, not the life.
That is true. That is very
So,
true.
I'm glad we finally agree on something. So here's the thing. Do you bleed like he bleeds?
Yes.
So now show me one God in history that's ever bled.
I wouldn't even use the history of the European as a valid source of
He didn't say European.
Take melanated gods.
Even melanated gods have
Oh, really?
been by the European, of course.
Oh, is
He
that
didn't
right?
say European.
So does Ogun bleed? Ogun hasn't been tampered.
Ogun is the English. Ogun is typed in English language. You think that
Oh man, come on. The semantics of the language.
No, it's not
Okay.
semantics.
Hold on, time out. What is the French? I see 4 languages, true. So what is the French word for, let's say, coffee? It's still describing coffee, right? What is the English? What is the French word for I don't know, a car? In French we say voiture, right? In English you say car.
Yeah, coffee.
In Creole you say machine. In Spanish you say carro. Pero, I mean not pero, but I say pero. Pero means what in Spanish. But here's the thing.
Pedo's dog.
They all describe the same shit. Obviously, languages change. What makes a nation is language, borders, and culture. You call yourself Carbon Nation. What is your language? English. What is your culture? That needs to be defined.
But that's
what
not
are your
true.
borders?
You see how you do that? You just made a statement that was not congruent with what we actually.
But true, I am Elijah Bishop. The only difference is
not English, cool Haitian. You're speaking.
It's not.
You don't even know.
So what language are you speaking right now, me, sir?
Language is mathematics. We're using the English.
Oh, really?
Yes, we're using.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, we're using the English language to articulate a message that cannot be conceptualized by the English dialect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said your language is mathematics, right?
Of course.
Now, what type of mathematics are we talking about here?
We're talking about universal mathematics. We're not talking about algebra, trigonometry, or calculus. We're talking
universal,
about,
right?
Excuse me?
You said universal, right?
Yeah, universal mathematics.
Okay, that's interesting. So, what exactly would be number 1?
You mean the number 1 as in like the line straight up and down vertical as we learned in the English language?
No, I mean number 1, like knowledge is simply an accumulation of facts to observation.
And you're saying what would be the number 1 doctrine within that universal language?
No. You said your language is mathematics. So let me explain to you where your homeboy, my bad, I apologize, your God, where he got that from. Did he leave?
Why is he leaving?
Oh man. I wasn't trying to go hard on him.
Come
Did he run?
back.
But he
Shit.
swear that I
Come
was
back.
trying to run.
Come back.
True.
Oh,
What
man.
happened?
You're not true
All
no
I did was
more.
ask the question. I guess he met his match. Shit, my bad.
Oh, he's back.
Did I make a run? Well, he's back. Okay,
I'm
true.
back.
Good.
I'm
I
about
didn't
to
know.
say, what happened?
Thank God, bro.
I think I
What happened?
I ended up hitting the hang up button a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you
I would have
ain't
been
think
very, very
shit.
disappointed if you left, man.
Me too.
I want you not to go. Now, your leader talks about mathematics and universal language of mathematics. Now, so he's doing a combination of numerology and something we call supreme mathematics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can say I'm lying or not. And then we could just go by the quote unquote principles that you have. And then we could see whether it reflects number one, knowledge is simply an accumulation of facts through observation, learning, and respect. Number two, if I'm not mistaken, wisdom, right? Wisdom is basically using words being spoken and, by the way, projecting, right? Number two would be understanding. Are we talking about this? Should I continue? And are we also talking about the bond, which is 1 + 2 = 3? And of course, number four will be culture and freedom. Number five is power of force. These are supreme mathematics. Number six, equality of state.
Do that
Right?
5.
Number
Do
seven,
that
God
5%
to
nation.
Allah, Allah to man, supreme being, the black man. Is that what melanated, right? Are we talking about that, or are we talking about number 8? To build or destroy, you must be able to build and destroy something in order to create something anew. You said you were brainwashed, but not brainwashed in the sense of being manipulated, but brainwashed because you had to be anew, which means that's number 8. That's the 8th principle of supreme mathematics. You must build and destroy. And then comes number 9. Born is the completion of all existence. And you go back down to 0, which is a
Where
cipher.
my 5%ers?
So, are we talking about that mathematics? Is that went from 1 to 0? Is that what we're talking about? 1 to 0 involves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, back to 0. The circle is unity of life. Is that what we're talking about here?
No.
That's the universal. That's not what we're talking about. So we're talking about numerology. Then what are we talking about then?
Yeah, what we talking about?
Because you said mathematics. So enlighten me.
Mathematics. What mathematics are we talking about?
Yeah, what math that we talking
I
about?
wish you would have asked that question, and we could have stayed going down.
No, I'm just asking because I want the people, the masses, right? The 85% who don't understand your form of enlightenment.
Yeah, you think that?
Whereas the 10%.
You think that they're in this room?
No, I
No,
think
answer the damn
you're
question.
part of the 85%. That's manipulated. But tell me about your mathematics, sir. Oh no, we're not the ones being manipulated. It is you. It's like a crazy person on the street saying, "Man, you fucking crazy," and he's talking to himself all day. Of course, he doesn't think he's crazy. He thinks we're crazy because he sees what you call it perception. He's living in an alternative world, alternative lifestyle. He's thinking that he has the answers, where in reality, he's a bum.
Ooh, a
And once
bomb.
you're done, once
Did
you're
you
done
say
with that,
bum?
True. Hold on, True. Once you're done with that,
Did
no,
you
I'm
say
giving you
bum?
True, you can't be that smart to not get my analogy. I'm talking about a bum on the street. I would never disrespect you and call you a bum. A bum on the street who is talking to himself, right, is now calling you a bum simply because he doesn't recognize he's a bum, but he thinks everybody else is looking at him funny, but he doesn't know why. So I'm not calling you a bum. I would never do that.
He's a bum.
I'm just asking you
He's a bum.
about your math.
He's a bum.
Because, you know, one more thing I want to ask you. But,
One more thing.
Once you're done with your math, explain to me how you guys went from living in nature, eating fruits and berries and shit, to living in a beautiful house in Atlanta. I thought you didn't want to be back to Babylon. I thought you left Babylon. How do you come back to Babylon?
I'm not in Babylon.
Oh, really? But why? Why did you leave the forest? Where the hell you were? With the berries and fruits?
I see you're underneath the idea that Babylon is a place. It's not a place. It's a mentality. Even when we were in Mexico, right in the tropical Cancer and Capricorn, our next door neighbors was in Babylon. Because of their mindset, their mentality. No matter where you go, there you are. If your mentality is Babylon, you carry Babylon wherever you go. If your mentality is divine knowledge of self, if your mentality is God, your mentality is healthy, you'll be those things no matter where you go. So we're not restricting ourselves to
Mhm.
what we perceive to be as the physical world, because we know that there is no physical world.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's nothing but the mind.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I'm always in the kingdom of God,
Mhm.
because that's where my mind is at.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
the thought.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
I
can I
can't
say
not,
something? But
I can't be in Babylon.
Sure.
no, but your
So
God,
I gotta be a private investigator.
Wait, say that again?
your God is in Babylon.
No, that's inaccurate. I told you. I
No,
literally
that's
just told you.
a fact.
I,
He's in Babylon.
do you want to talk about facts? Because I can give them to you. I just told you that Babylon is a mentality.
Right.
Not
His
Mhm.
mentality is
the
in
mentality.
Babylon.
Mhm. Mhm.
I assure you that that's not the case.
So okay. So okay. Mentality. Okay. That's
Yes.
Babylon. Right. Men.
Babylon, the kingdom of God, it's all mentality. Veganism, mentality.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
in the mentality of
Mhm.
Babylon.
Mhm.
No, that's inaccurate.
True. I'm about to tell you the mentality of Babylon, right? Babylon mentality is
Yeah. Mhm.
all bitches, I mean, all women is bitches and hoes.
Mhm.
I'm a pimp.
Mhm.
Y'all my hoes.
Mhm.
Did you forget? There's no way your mind erases.
Let me guess. It's a
that
show.
fact.
It's a show, right?
No. We listen.
It's a skit.
This is what we're not gonna do.
What are we not?
We're not gonna sit here and say this
We're
shit.
not gonna play games. We're not gonna play games with your
We're
mind.
not gonna play. Yeah, we're not gonna play.
Mhm.
You know that you can't tell me that this is a show because you know who, or I don't know if you know, or are you aware of where or who I come from up under, as far as of who I've been, following and receiving a message from, is King World. And you know King World know his shit when it comes to y'all. Okay? So
that's your master
listen,
teacher.
we ain't gonna do this show shit. Y'all this ain't no show. Okay.
Okay. You're already convinced. So why
Well, now, no, he puts on a performance at times. You yes, y'all do, but it's not.
So
a
when
show.
is it a performance and when is it not a performance in your mind?
When is it not a performance?
I said, when is it a performance and when is it not a performance in your mind?
It's not a performance when he is literally sitting there disrespecting the women, talking shit to them, calling them bitches and hoes, and he is serious. It's not a performance when it is told by more than 5 people that left carbonation that this is who this man is and this is how he talks to them. This is not show.
So people don't lie?
No, I mean, yeah, they do, but I believe that they have it. If all the
One conclusion I got out of this: do not put True on the stand. If this young man,
Hell no.
hey twin, what's up?
You put True on the stand. Not we all, but them all, they all going down.
Yes, you would like to come in. Would you like to
They
come
all
up?
going down
Would you like to come
downtown on the A train. She gets so distracted. True will get up there and sing like a canary.
Say, do not put his ass. We miss you too, sweetie. Do not put his ass on the stand.
That's what was actually about, huh? Jeez. But agree he would lose all the time. If this man is not, who's not even a prosecutor, all of that what you believe, what is the script. No,
Hey, photogenic.
You gotta answer direct.
Hey, Marquise.
That man asked direct
Nicole.
questions.
Alien, my fam. Thanks for coming over.
Come on up.
Thanks for coming over.
Come on up. If you would like to come up,
Hey, Brandon. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for coming
And
over.
guess what, guys? Guess who gets the interview? June 7th will be another bond. A bond Daniel for Nature Boy. He is a flight risk. Well, y'all better let it be known here, flight risk. Let me just say hello to Ray Jason. How are you?
He can run, but he can't hide.
How are you?
You're going to use that passport. It's going to be voided.
Welcome, welcome. Susan, how
It'll
are
be
you?
void.
Welcome. Ashley, how you doing, baby?
Void.
Say hi to Marlene, my Panamanian princess. How you doing, sweetie? And Latoya, I think I spoke to you. If I didn't, hello, how are you? If anybody that I missed, hey, Trish, hey, love. Guess who gets the interview? Remember, I kept saying I gotta find this man. I gotta find this man. Look who gets the interview. Let's go. I don't play, baby. I don't play. I don't play. I don't play.
She don't play.
It just comes to me.
She's a go-getter.
It just comes right to me. So let me go. Let this play out. I don't play.
Play Atari, not me.
It's for the Superior Court. Well, y'all better hit that court up and say your flight risk or something. Everybody better say something. Y'all better send some damn letters or something and let's go. Come on. Cool is here. But y'all cool, come on up. Come on, cool. I put the link. You should not have come. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I don't like too much about StreamYard. You got to make sure everything, microphone, cam works.
Hey, what's up, man?
That's the guy. Nice to meet you.
What's going on? How you doing?
All right, y'all hanging up. Okay. What brings you over here?
You know what? A friend of mine called me and she was like, "Hey, I was actually going to give you a lot of my life." And they're like, "Yo, they're playing a video of you and Ty up there was true."
That's you?
Yeah, that's me.
Let me kneel down to you right now, cool. Let me kneel down to you right now.
Oh, he made us feel real good. He made us feel real good up there.
Thank you.
Big ups, big ups.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
I like your face though.
Oh shit. Okay, I got to put my glasses and stuff like that. But yeah. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing?
Oh my goodness, you know, we be covering him and stuff like that. Oh my God, you broke that man to small out you. That's the way we like it. That's the way we like it.
Yeah, you know what? Ty and the CFG girl, they've been doing a good job. I kind of just found out a little bit about them. The initial board people. Last year, me and him had a little bit of a run-in. Actually, it was me and Nature Boy, and I really wish I had recorded that. It was like a good 40 minutes of me and him going back and forth. And afterwards, I was blocked.
Listen.
And then they would have these
Awesome
debates on
build.
the app, and
Awesome.
he would basically not want me to be a part of the debate. He's like, "I don't want to call the Haitians a troll and this and that." They call me Cool Haitian rap, you know what I mean? So, but today that day in particular, I had a really good sit down with True. And yeah, I gave him what he was looking for. You know?
And everybody else tried it. These bigger YouTubers done tried it. They could not do what you have done. Kept him on that long and kept him tied tongue and put his ass in the closet. You know how Nature Boy like to sit up to the closet, right?
Right.
You sit his ass to the closet, sucking it.
I call that the chokey, basically. You know, that's the chokey. You know, like Matilda. No, but the thing with True and the Nature Boy people, they've been prepped and trained to regurgitate information. Same as Nature Boy, because a lot of the stuff he gets, it's nothing original. You know what I'm saying? So when they get on the app, or well, at least on an app like that or Instagram and stuff like that, they're able to control the narrative, you know. But the minute they're not able to control the narrative and they run into trouble real quick, they always try to find a way out. So that day, my goal was to take it easy on him and go slow. Because I knew he was gonna crack. You know, he's the type of guy, especially with what Nature Boy has going on right now. You know, I think for Nature Boy's sake, he definitely does not want you up there on the witness stand. You know what
No, not after what you did to him. No,
I'm
hell no. No.
Because that won't go. That will not go well for him at all. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's trying to come up with a lot of different theories, and I'm not sure what part of the video you guys are in. Even talk about the mathematics, right? But that's a 5% nation
Yeah.
rendering that they're taking, and they're trying to flip it. But there's nothing new under the sun, especially with these type of guys, you know. And what they do is they conjure up all types of nonsense, and they think that some people don't have the quote unquote knowledge that they have, which that type of stuff should be free. But they found a way to monetize it and exploit people. So, um,
And
you
he'll
know,
try to trip you up with that's your imagination, that's what you think. This is the show.
right?
This is what, and then you hit him with you curve that right, you swerved it. Okay now.
Yeah.
Then you swerved the one. If this was a show, when did I ever get STDs on the show? We don't get STDs. I didn't say you. I said in a TV show. I said, got him.
Did you guys get to the part where I brought up his family dynamics and he just completely lost it?
Oh, with the baby mother?
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure I follow on the video, guys. Right? The
Because
part where I asked him.
because the latest video he had is he, what did he say? He doesn't care. He said, what was the exact words he said about that little boy? Irrelevant. He's irrelevant. And what baby? You know. And then no, I don't know. I don't, but he basically was saying it's all about Nature Boy. Son who? So that don't even, as of now, that doesn't even trigger him anymore. He just totally detached himself from
Right.
the boy as what he want us to hear. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Right.
You know, but just the point of saying that and the point of people to me, this is how I feel.
Mhm.
You know how back in the days, I don't know how old you are, but somewhere around the same
Oh, I'm
age.
30. I'm 38.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't remember, but you still know, you still have knowledge of it. Remember being there and having knowledge of something is something like the same thing. But back in the days when you was acting like you was a 5% and they asked you what's today's mathematics.
The mathematics,
They
correct.
know they tore you up. So
Mhm.
you know that seems like what's going. They're acting. They're doing a lot of acting, like, but they really don't know the mathematics and stuff like that. And I lost
Right.
my train of thought. But I lost the train of thought. Then why did I say that?
See, the reason why when they ask like what's today's mathematics,
No, I
it's really
remember that part. I'm talking about.
a focus
I'm
thing,
talking
you know?
about to bring it together to what you were saying.
Right. Right. True Nature Boy, aka Elijah Bishop, whatever his name is. Those guys really don't have knowledge of self. And knowledge of self is not just a 5% base thing, right? It's just truly knowing who you are. So when you have a guy who doesn't know who he is, it's very easy for him to give up everything for someone else. So I'm not shocked that he would say that about his own son. And that's what makes him dangerous. It's the simple fact that they're willing to give up their basic humanity for this man because they believe that he's beyond humanity. He's a god. And anytime a person believes that they are beyond a god or a humanity or anything in that particular sort, you know, they're willing to do anything. You know, that's what makes them dangerous. The delusion becomes their reality. You know, that's why he says it's just a show. No, it's not a show.
No, but they only started saying that when the police and stuff started constantly coming to their house, if you remember.
Right.
Then it
That was their
became a
defense
show.
mechanism. Correct.
But he can't use that because Nature Boy got 5 years. He first came on YouTube 6 years ago. His first appearance on YouTube. So we got 6 years of them saying this is real. This is my life is real. So if you got the right DA that's easy to debunk. So
Right.
it's confusion. You're not confusing us. You're confusing the people who don't know no better.
Correct. Correct.
You know.
I,
So
I'm not
go
sure
ahead,
if I'm
brother.
frozen. Am I frozen?
No, you're not frozen.
Set my picture frozen. Okay, that's cool.
So they haven't
At least
You're
on
put
my
any
end.
moving.
more charges up on it. They haven't put up any new charges.
Not from what I know. You see, I'm not. So let me just make a full disclaimer. I'm not an expert on nature board. I just so happen to. Okay, so example, like Ty is one of my besties on the app, right? Ty and the
Yes.
ZFG, they supported me 100%. And I got a lot of love for them. So when that was happening that night, I was doing my panel, just just cracking jokes, Just I'm kind of crazy on that. And they were like, "Yo, you should go there and talk to this guy and see what's up." At first, I kind of started slow, and then I realized this is the
We
same shoot
really
from
like
last
this
year.
guy. We
Mm-hmm.
really give
Who
him
used
mad
to come on my
respect.
panels, and we talk about politics and different stuff. Until I found out who Nature Boy was, and I saw that pretty disturbing video about letting a son touch his penis or something weird like that. And I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's weird." And I started finding a little bit more and more about him. I said, "Oh wow." So I ended up kicking Nature Boy off my panel. I said, "I don't want nothing to do with you, bro. You're weird." And that was that. Up until that situation right there with True, we hadn't talked for almost a year up until that point. Uh, up until which I was completely familiar with Nature Boy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not an expert. Like I said, I'm gonna give credit to Ty and the ZRG for that in King Worlds because I got to know them and I got to know what they do. Um, but there's a lot of Nature Boys out there, though.
That's what I was getting ready to say. You may not
you know,
be an
Expert
expert
on
on
nature.
nature, but
Wow,
I see
really?
you're an expert on
Wow.
bullshit.
They needed to stream it
right.
live and stop playing with us.
Coming from a
They put
background
everybody
of
else. Well, you don't be wanting to see
and
him on there,
the
but
horrible things I
we want to be in the
participated in,
courtroom too. We want to
you
see
know,
everything.
I've come full circle. So now I'm able to catch the assholes. I used to be one, but now I'm able to
Yeah.
catch them.
So
And
so about this about these ceremonies that they're calling themselves promoting, are those real ceremonies, or do you think that's just a bunch of foolery?
there's nothing real about those guys. They're lost. These are people that are lost, and they're trying to grasp at straws, right? Yeah. Example: they'll mix in 5% terminology with Christian ideology with Buddhism, right? And at the same token, I seen one time where he called himself the Mahdi. You're not a Muslim, so how do you put that in there? You're a Messiah, but you're not a Christian, right? Uh, then at one point he referred to him. He said he's Haitian and he's Puerto Rican, so he's also channeling the Babalaho, right,
Mm.
and voodoo conceptions. But you're not mastering those either. So he's a master of none, right? Um, he's a jack of all trades and a
Praise a
master of
master.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Master of bullshit. So for people that are weak-minded, it's a combination of how he looks, what he stands for, the way he speaks, and look at the people around him. They're not exactly Harvard scholars. You know what I'm saying? They're not exactly the brightest tool in the shed. These are people that are emotionally weak, right, and mentally dysfunctional. So there's not much. It doesn't take much to do what he does. I mean, we've seen better people do it, unfortunately, but it just so happens that these people are black, and it's within our time frame. But there's a lot of other nature boys running around here.
See, that's the purpose of this particular channel, you know.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have to. My main channel is my sugar love channel. You're gonna have to find your way over there.
Sugar
Find
love.
your way.
Okay.
Yes, SUGA, no R, because
Okay.
I would love for you to the let's try to break down. I'm gonna try to keep you long as I can because I like you. Because the way you tore him
Thank you.
up, you tore him a new one. But I like the information that you can bring. But I like to break down like other ones because try to break down like if they break down like a Dr. York in your point of view, like a breakdown of Yahweh, whatever his name is.
Yahweh Ben Yahweh or
Yeah,
Dr. York, who we're talking about?
all of them above. We want to break them down because how that's the only way that I feel that we can sort of kind of start bringing our people back together when we start breaking down these things that are not real. Like they're not. And we got to show, the pinpoint of what what they did, how they did it, and how people got hooked on it, so we can take, just like how Sonetta have his channel or whatever. We need a channel too that goes into these things to try to save our people and save our women and save our youth, because he's basically targeting our youth, and we don't know, like, who, is going to be new ones after him, neither after him, and then there's ones that was already here is now going to emerge because his voice is not being heard, so now they're going to figure it's my chance for my voice to be heard.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not sure. So I'll start with Dr. York. He was, if I'm not mistaken, a Naubian, something like that.
Nubian, yeah.
Nubian, all right. Um, you know, to be honest with you, I mean, you look at this guy's name, Malachi Z. York. And Malachi Z. York uh, is something, once again, Al Mahdi is the same concept. If you take a look at the people that follow Dr. York, their blueprint is the same. They all, I mean, I'm not accusing anybody here, but they've all somehow, someway been associated with underage children, including Dr. York himself. You know, and I know this is the politics of this community, whatever conscious community thing. I made it my mission on Beagle to go against the conscious community just because I feel like they're full of shit.
Yes, and we want to join. I would like to join you with that.
Okay.
I would like to join you with. I would like to join, because see, you got to remember, like out of York, we got the police that came out of York. We got the
Polites,
son
Nature
that
Boys,
came out
the
of them.
Sun,
Yeah, we got a lot of people that came up out of them. You know, and then now what happened is that what I find very disturbing is now the major what they wanted was major outlet attention. Now
Right.
they got it. So
Right.
unlike you, who everybody try to just keep them on the line and say sweet stuff to them, you kept them on the line and said the truth, which
Right.
nobody yet was able to do.
Which actually got me a lot of backlash. But it is what it is. I don't. When you're free in your heart, right? You're free in your spirit, right? And you've made amends, or you're making amends, right? And you understand what you've done, and you understand atonement for what you've done, then you know what path you're going to. I don't have to be afraid no more. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
there was a point in my life where I didn't do what these guys did. I was doing something else. I was I had a company, and fraud happened, got in trouble. But at that time, I was also exercising the same things they were. Whatever little bit of knowledge that I had more than somebody else, I was misusing it. That's all they're doing. Because a lot of what they say is true. Make no mistake, a lot of what they say is true. But the practices, now that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Nothing in the universal laws and principles says that you need to put a woman in a closet, have another human being, I don't care what race they are, black, white, it doesn't matter. Bow to your feet, kiss your feet, right? You went from being in nature to being in a big ass house in Atlanta. The contradiction is glaring. The minute you started getting more and more money and getting more attention, you try to become a hip hop star. I mean, it's weird. But
You
the
went from
problem is,
looking like the man who swing from the trees, and now he got all his jewelry on,
right,
and
right.
and the wannabe fake clothes and stuff. That was that Bigo. That was that Bigo money though. But
Mhm.
yeah. But we have to try. My main goal is to keep trying to attack it, because it could be your niece, not you in particular. Your
Right.
niece, your
God
daughter,
forbid.
or
God forbid.
somebody, because they're targeting the young minds. And
Hmm.
remember, I try to tell people, if you watch him from the beginning, people like, well, how did they do it? Because he sold people on a brochure. Like, oh, it's beautiful that he had, he's good at what he do. He had the pictures next to the
He's a good
waterfall.
marketer.
Yeah, but people didn't realize you don't notice nobody else in that damn water. That should have told you.
Right.
Don't get in a note out if it's so beautiful. Why nobody else there but y'all?
Yeah. What he
Nobody.
sold. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Zaire.
No, but
Welcome,
that's what
welcome.
he sold, like a
That's
garden,
Hep C in
a
that
garden.
water. Nothing but diseases and
Right.
hepatitis in that water.
Yeah.
Nobody want to be in
But
that
you have to
stinking,
look at the
nasty
people that
water.
go there. These are people that are desperate. These are people that are trying to find the intentions of the people that go there in the beginning. That's in the beginning was pure because they're like, okay, we're trying to escape quote unquote Babylon, which that in itself is a fallacy because every technology they were using to broadcast to those people in Babylon was made by Babylon. So it's weird. That's number one. Number two, they didn't have an economic system based to go by to sustain themselves. They relied on donations. So anytime you had to rely on donations and you had to rely on people gifting you or like on an app or something, you had to start to perform. So you had to start to water down what you're saying. These people, they're not economically viable. They're not, honestly, they're not intelligent. They're emotionally broken, you know? And these people were just looking for an escape. And he had that brochure. He made it seem as if it was, like you said, the Garden of Eden. But in reality, they were entering hell. And he wasn't a Mahdi. He wasn't a Messiah. He wasn't a savior. He was the devil. The devil is not some guy with horns, spooky. No, the devil is a
They
man
call
with
the
well
Honorable Minister
intentions in his heart,
Farrakhan MacD.
the deceiver.
MacD.
And that's what this guy
That's what they
was.
call him. Just
What
like
I
that.
want to ask you, because I find this highly disturbing. Now, when I mean by crossed over to other outlets, now it crossed over to the manosphere, right?
Right.
Now the manosphere is like, oh my God, these are goddesses, and all women should be like them. And we're gonna support you.
Right.
Free three. And I'm like,
Three God. Right.
I'm like, you didn't see these girls getting busted out. You didn't see their legs spread eagle. I'm like, do you really want us women to follow the things that I saw them do? I would never do in a lifetime. You want us to really, but the manosphere is like very accepting them because do you think that these are some of their dreams, or
Absolutely.
this is what they really was pushing in all reality?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the Bigo app. I'm a
Yeah,
host on there.
I play music on Bigo. I'm gonna find you on Bigo right now. As soon as you tell me your name,
It's Cool Haitian. It's Cool Haitian.
I'm gonna find you right now. Cool.
Yeah, it's Cool Haitian. Um, honestly, hell yeah, that's their dreams. There are those on Bigo right now that are exhibiting the same behavior as Nature Boy.
What?
I'll behave. I'll be nice right now and I'll mention their names. But yes, yes. See, that trick works. Here's the thing: you find a group of women that are insecure, or a group of men, a group of people that are insecure, and you highlight all the amazing things about them, and then you exacerbate it and you call them goddesses and queens. Who here on earth really believes they're a queen or a goddess? You have godlike abilities. But when you start to believe that you could do no wrong in the eyes of this particular man, next thing you know, you're giving them your paycheck. I know people that are taking their rent money out of the kids, like for food for the kids, to give to people on this app because they make them feel good.
Is you cool? Do you have like a wall or something for
Oh
your
yeah,
picture?
yeah, it's a dirty room. Is that it?
I don't know. Okay.
With a mirror. Yeah, I was trolling
Okay.
somebody. Yeah, I
We are.
troll a lot too, by the way. That's me.
I am now following you.
Yeah. So people want to feel good. It doesn't just happen in the black community; it happens in all communities. And as far as the manosphere is concerned, um, these guys want to. It comes down to subjugating women. The whole idea of I think somebody sent me a message or something. Something popped up. I don't know what that was.
No. That was somebody saying good night. And now, being that I didn't want to stop you from
Oh,
talking, I just put it up there so I don't have to
okay.
interrupt you.
Okay, was that Carla? That's Carla from ZLG. What's up, mama?
Yeah, that's
Um,
my twin.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. Oh, so you're familiar with the ZFG tie and all those world and
You
everything?
know, our birthdays on the same day.
Oh, oh, okay.
Our birthdays is on the same day. That's what makes us.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I've been in this sector a long time, and then
Okay.
I've been watching him from the beginning. Remember, I go. Let me tell you, I go back to with Sinetter. People don't. I tell people I have to start
Oh, wow.
teaching.
Okay.
I have to start teaching the name when it was a twin. I got a picture. I got videos with them when they all was started. Remember, I'm from New York.
Mm.
First
Oh
of
yeah,
all.
I'm from Brooklyn too, but I've been in Miami for such a long time.
Ooh,
Okay.
but once you're from Brooklyn, you always from Brooklyn.
Facts.
So I go back to 125th Street when they first started.
Harlem.
I go
Okay.
back when it was the Beta, and I'm not from Harlem, I'm from Brooklyn, but
Oh, okay.
family up there, right?
Okay.
So I go back to when it was when he was selling the Beta, and then the VHS, and then
Okay.
copying that, and I remember, being younger and watching them all there. I remember on this corner you had Hebrews, that corner you had this one.
Right.
So and then that wasn't like just in Harlem. That wasn't any. If you remember New York, period, wherever main shopping area spot, you had a group
Oh
of
yeah.
people. So I
Yeah.
I, I go I go all the way back, but
Okay.
so
Okay.
right, so
Oh,
I
that's
may
interesting.
not study. I may not study what they were studying, but
Right.
you still. But when you was
No,
young,
you
you
still
still
couldn't
couldn't.
stop.
You couldn't stop picking up some of the lingo.
And speaking of New York, I have watched New York get regentrified right under my, right in my face, not under my nose, because I was watching. I always been alert like that. I was watching. I lived in Harlem on 143, so walking distance from 125. And when Bill Clinton bought an office in the state building, because he wasn't allowed to have the office while he was still president. He bought an office in the state building. And it's practically the only one of three government buildings on that whole strip. Because 125 is a whole strip. And on that was all the stores, Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 3rd Avenue. All the way down on that strip was nothing but stores. And on the stores was on the block. And outside the stores was nothing but vendors. It was so much fun walking up and down the street. You would hardly even know you walked 10, 12, 15 blocks on 125. Then they changed the name to the African Square, something like that. Adam Clayton Boulevard, African Square, because there was a lot of Africans out there selling their stuff. A lot of them selling their stuff right over there by the Apollo, all the way down the strip from Broadway all the way down. They cut off at Broadway because Broadway was another set of projects, the Amsterdam projects, but all the way down to Park Avenue, Madison, all those high designer streets full of stores. And we had an awesome time every day, Monday to Sunday. It was fun going to 125, even in the winter with all the snow. There was always music in the streets. Everybody was laughing and having a good time. On Friday nights, the motorcycle clubs would come out and we would sit out there and chill. You got to be a New Yorker to know what you're sitting out there chilling with, having a good time. Always having a great time. Always having a good time out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was, we right by the projects and all that stuff. But, you know, we just enjoyed ourselves. Because if we didn't enjoy ourselves, we wouldn't be coming every day. Especially in the summertime. Just walk down there, after school, walk down there. The Apollo Theater was there. All the designer clothes stores and stuff was there. It was a good time back then. Then once Clinton came in, we started to see a change because they had to regentrify because it was the president of he was a president at the time. Before he became an ex-president, he's a president. So once he lost and he came in there, all kinds of stores came up that we people didn't know nothing about except for in the Caucasian area. Okay, I'm gonna say Caucasian area. Then we started seeing the Staples. We started seeing the Marshalls. We started to see all these name brand stores on 125. We actually called 125 our own. Place where we all can go and have a good time and buy clothes and shop. We made Harlem as rich as Harlem was because money was flowing. People was buying stuff all the time, every day, everything, all the time, all the time. They would get the newest sneakers. No matter what they would get, we would always be there buying stuff, buying stuff, buying stuff, and having a good time while you're spending your money. So then they started putting Staples. Then, like about 4 years later, they put a IHOP. When I say smack dead in the middle of the ghetto, they put all those stores there because they didn't want us to come outside of that area. Okay, they didn't want us to come outside because a lot of people complaining, oh, we got to drive 45 minutes just to get to Staples. We got to drive so far, and we don't want them people of color, whether they be black, green, yellow, purple, orange. Oops. My phone always do it to me. We don't want all those people of color in our neighborhoods and our stores, but they want our money, though. They want our money. Money is a universal language, green. They want our money, though, but they didn't want us in their areas. Then next thing you know, they put an IHOP. I ate there one time. One time I was coming from Atlantic City, and it was pretty, or I was going to Atlantic City. We went there to eat, so before we get on a bus, we wouldn't be hungry or whatever. And, when we got off the bus, we came back 10 hours later, we were like, oh, let's get something to eat from IHOP. Man, listen, no, we did not. We went home hungry because we ate while we was in Atlantic City because their food was so trashy. It was made so trashy. The people always had attitudes. It wasn't nice and smiling the way they are now. There was a lot of development, and it was the hangout spot. It was right next to the project. Everybody would go and hang out there. But by them hanging out there and giving the community money, what they got to do with the workers cleaning the outside or wiping down the tables, and it was just so much, too much. But anyway, from there, then they put a Red Lobster in the middle of the doggone block. I'm like, where do they do that at? Because they got tired of everybody going to the Red Lobster where the Caucasian people are. We like Red Lobster. You know what I'm saying? Before we had just Sizzlers all over the place, but we like Red Lobster too. And they knew since this place is thriving so much, this is where the money is at, right here in Harlem. Harlem always been mainstream, Way back with Malcolm X, with Martin Luther King visit, way back 125 was the Mecca of New York City. Matter of fact, of the world, really, because everything went down on 125. Even with the Alpo area and so forth, and some other people names I don't care to mention, I grew up there watching them almost half of my life, more than half of my life. So it changed, it gentrified. So then they changed out. So that's how Harlem was. Then they moved to Brooklyn. They started fixing Brooklyn up. Only the parts of Brooklyn that's connected to Manhattan, because Harlem is on an island in Manhattan. Manhattan is the island, and Harlem is an area connected by water work. Whenever you're connected by water, rivers, oceans, that's where the ships come in at. So they started regentrifying Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. And that's where a lot of people in Brooklyn used to go hang out at. Downtown Brooklyn, where all the stores is at, the Albee Square malls and, all the cool stores, the Wendy's and all the stores and everything that we like to do for Brooklynites. After they put all the BJ's and Costco's and everything there or whatever, they ran out of room. I lived in Brooklyn and lived in Harlem. Then when they came to the Bronx, OMG. We gentrified it so much. Me at the time I was living in the project, couldn't afford the project. I was like, I'm not spending all my hard earned city money that I'm a city worker making just to pay this rent. Time to go. Time to leave because everything, even Section 8 buildings all around me was going up. A lot of people, so if they going up, the projects had to go up to keep the prices competitive with the housing market. So once they regentrified and got all the stores, they keeping people in clusters. Keeping people in clusters. Like, let me give you another example. Where I live at now, it's already been through regentrification. Okay, so now what they doing is they building a lot of communities out here. My community is not the oldest community in this community I'm in. The oldest community is about 15 years young. My community that I'm in right now is only 10 years young. Matter of fact, turned 10 this year. Okay, so other communities, like the community across the street from me, not is still in the birthing process of growing. So you see the signs of regentrification where the people, the color of the people start to change. Okay. So now Harlem was predominantly black out of 70, out of 85% black is now maybe a little over 15% black now because they bought all their brownstones, they came in throwing their money. They bought up the brownstones, gave them black people $2 million, and sold their brownstones that are worth now 15 to $20 million. My cousin, who happens to live in one of the brownstones, who is also a celebrity, he said he ain't selling his. His right now on the market with him, with his mom and dad bought that house was like 100 and maybe $200,000. Now that same little brownstone that he owns now because his parents both passed, that same little brownstone is worth damn near 25, $30 million. And it's like a 4 bedroom brownstone. He said he not selling his brownstone. It will stay in his family. He had a couple of houses in other places, like in Miami. He's one of those people. Got a house in Miami, a house in New York. He got always somewhere to stay, buy them houses. Like I said, he's somewhat a celebrity. So what I'm saying is that with gentrification, keep your eyes open because it's so true. One day, I'll go and I'll talk about how they did New Orleans dirty. Okay, that's my speech.
To create your own morality, and you have a following, you're eloquent at speaking, you're persuasive, you have the power of personality and the law of attraction's working. That's the recipe for a Jim Jones,
Yeah.
a David Koresh,
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Manson, a nature boy,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. York. What's that guy that was in Miami? Dr. Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
Yeah,
You
we're
know what I
gonna
mean?
do it. But may I ask you, who did you catch? I mean, all you did was execute him really good. I mean, you didn't say nothing bad. You just basically said what he said. Who
Yeah.
did you catch flack from?
I caught flack from some people that support him. Some people that they thought that somehow, somewhere I disrespected this guy. But the majority of people um understood what was going on. I think a day later he made a panel and had like 2,000 people up there and basically saying, "Oh, this guy, I wasn't on my A game or whatever he called it." And I didn't think this was a competition. This was a simple conversation. And I think what happens with him is that he wasn't challenged.
Hmm.
But that day on that panel, you had a sister that wasn't gonna let him run around with the bullshit. And of course, I didn't curse him out. I didn't raise my voice. A couple times in the video, you'll notice he got antsy. He got, whenever I trapped him really well,
I think
he
I
got
have
defensive.
that video. I think I have it. It was like right. Is that right before he got locked up? Like
You
when I,
talking about? Uh,
The panel you're talking about?
this panel that you're playing right now, or panel
No,
before?
no, no. The panel you're talking about right now. It was
Well, the
another
panel.
panel. Okay.
Okay, so this panel is the one I'm
Hmm.
saying that he did the panel. True did the panel afterwards, trying to
Okay.
explain what happened on
Hmm.
this panel. But then
Okay.
they have another gentleman named Boomy. Boomy, that's his name. Um,
I
I
told
had a,
talking
I
about
had,
you.
huh?
I said I was telling Tony. I was telling her he was talking about her.
Right.
Boomy was
Uh,
talking about me.
No, True was.
True was talking about Boomy.
True was talking about you on that live when he came live after when you were doing the show. We were doing a show. Remember when and I went to Bigo and I said, "Oh, he's watching the show."
Oh, girl,
mm,
I don't really care. But I don't want to cut our guests off, but girl, I don't care.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll get to stand with him.
I never even
Right.
heard of Boomy. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that Boomy guy. It was. I mean, he was less intellectual, quote unquote, than True was. So that was. Yeah, it was more like but the thing is, he saw. See, before. Okay, so the first time I bumped into Boomy and Shaka, whatever the other friend name is, they were real arrogant. Right
Mm.
after the True situation happened, they got pretty humble real quick. So Boomy came on there, is very humble, very relaxed. I kind of let him get attacked a little bit by this woman named Desi Delight. Uh, try to rein him down a little bit. Um, but these are lost souls, right? Um,
Mhm.
but you have to understand. One of my favorite Nas quotes is, "In the land of the blind, a man with one eye is a king." We have a lot
Mhm.
of blind people.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, Nature Boy and True, those guys are issues. But the bigger issue is the people that follow them, the community that donates money to them, the people
Mhm.
that sit idly by and just watch the mayhem. There's something very sickening within our culture that we
Mhm.
allow shit like this to go down, you
Mhm.
know? And I think a lot of people are not taking responsibility. Um, that a lot of ways, a lot of us, we've contributed to this. We've manifested this based on our behaviors and the things we accept. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, I think if everybody looks deep down in their soul, they know Nature Boy is full of shit. But they like the show. They like the chaos. A lot of men, matter of fact, more women than men like to see these women get abused.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I noticed that. And then they would just and the women, it'd be more women that call the show that justifies it. I'm like,
Yes.
what the? Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Mhm. A lot of these people, they loved, they like the power dynamic. It's like the women who love to justify the pimp. You know, they like that shit. I mean, his like 90% of his supporters on Beagle were women.
Hmm.
I watched one panel in which this man got close to $3,000 in cash out
Wow.
within a course of an hour and a half or something. Yeah, something close to that. Meanwhile, he was disrespecting all the females around him. But the
Mm-mm.
women would come, like he was around in real life. But the women were popping up on the panels, literally kissing his ass and literally worshiping this guy. And I'm like, wow, it's a weird psychology, you know. So what
Mm-hmm.
that does, it turns off men that say, you know what, we don't even need to protect these type of people. So it
Right.
becomes a domino effect, you know. It
Right.
becomes a domino because now all of a sudden you're a hater. All of a sudden now you just wish you could be him. When in reality
Mhm.
you can see the files to you right away. You can see this guy's a nut, you know. Um, So my take on that is simple. Yes, Nature Boy is terrible, but what does that say about the community that supports Nature Boy? You know, I think
When
that's the bigger issue.
when I seen it cross over to the manosphere, which
Mm,
they doing because they taking interviews everywhere, so they're dressed accordingly. I
right.
said, I did a video and wait to see my video tomorrow. When I show all them busting loose, I'm like, these your godly women right here? I'm quite sure people videotape that stuff that he put on Twitter.
Of course.
So I'm like, is these your godly women? And then one of some videos,
Hmm.
they all was on the thing. Is
Uh-huh.
these the godly women you want us to be? Shit. Yeah, I stay the way I am. If what I'm doing is, if what they doing is gonna get them close to God, and not what I'm doing, then I will not never make it there.
Yeah, I think that uh I mean it's a sick thing. I watch a lot of people, right? Like I said, that particular app that I'm on, people are giving people money so they could go buy drugs and crack. Literally.
Oh yeah. I'm about to say I need some perks. Give me some perks. They send us money for us perks.
Yeah.
we got another one. I need some weed. Give me some weed money. They send her money for her weed money. I'm like, what the hell? All I ask was for some coffee. I can't even get no coffee, but they get weed, they get perks, they get hotel nights, and I'm like, well,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna
For, for
go
me,
to.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. You the guest. You
Oh,
go.
thank you. For me, I look at a guy like Nature Boy, and I don't want to get too deep, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with MK Ultras.
Mm-hmm.
Like example, COINTELPRO. A
Mm-hmm.
guy like Nature Boy, I believe, this is just my opinion, that he's there for a greater purpose. How was he allowed to operate so many years?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To me, I honestly believe that, and I would not be shocked if the government has something to do with it. And here's the crazy part: I'm not shocked. I won't be shocked if he gets off either. And let me tell you guys something: if he gets off, if we thought we saw a monster before,
Oh.
forget about it.
Okay, let me help you out now. It's no coincidence, right?
Mhm,
6 years ago, Nature Boy made his first appearance on YouTube, right? 6 years ago, Young Pharaoh made his first appearance on YouTube, right? Six
mhm.
6 years ago, Kevin Samuels made his first appearance on YouTube.
Are you
Those,
serious?
I don't play. I don't play.
Oh, wow.
I don't play, baby. I don't play. And you would see how they was like you would see within the last past couple of years. I remember when Young Pharaoh first made his appearance, but it's no coincidence all three was considered God and everybody loves them and all the and it's all go check. You could check yourself. It
Wow, I
all
don't know.
started 6 years ago. And
Interesting.
then one man started out doing perfume. Then all of a sudden, his face was looking one way. Then he started looking sharp. And then this little young boy, and then we got him. And then something happened to all three of them within the 6 years.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Huh. That is something I like to look more into. That's
They
something.
all three enjoy
But
the
I
downloads,
got
man.
shocked in this
They
country
enjoy
though.
getting
I
them
got shocked.
downloads.
That going to show you they all was ops.
Mm-hmm.
They all was ops because there's no way they all target us in different ways. Like this one target this one, you target this set, you target that set because it's always all of a bunch of confusion or people who didn't know no better. So I'm you confused you like y'all all y'all, even though y'all can't confuse them all, but the ones who believe in you confuse them. The ones who believe in you confuse them. The ones who believe in you confuse them. Yeah,
Wow.
just to create a bunch of confusion. And now
Chaos.
look at what we're doing now. You got like you said, you caught flat for just talking. And if you talk on either one of them, you're going to catch flat. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm too old for all of that stuff. But it's because when I start thinking, I just start just checking and checking and checking. So when I say stuff like me, I tell people I ain't gonna have to. I ain't arguing with them. I let the video speak for itself. Now, even when the video speaks for itself, people gonna still find a way to come up with their own. I'm like, no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you hear what he just said? You
Don't change people's words.
Man, listen, she wants to go in the closet ASAP.
When it comes out of their mouth, this came out of their mouth. What are you thinking for? This is what they said. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Just so they can sleep better at night about the person that they know it ain't true. They want to make it true so bad because this is their savior.
Oh. Wow. And you know, and listening to you talking, right? About the 6 years, Kevin Samuel, Get Your Boy. Who else mentioned? I think it was Polite.
And not polite.
Polite too.
Not polite. Did not come out 6 years ago, boss lady.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad.
Right.
So it's Kevin Samuels, Nature Boy. Who else again you mentioned?
Young Sarah.
Young Pharaoh. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, that guy. That's the one with a squeaky voice, right?
And there's no coincidence that they both sort of kind of going cuckoo cuckoo at the same time.
Oh.
But one claimed he was drugged. One claimed he was drugged. And then one started smoking drugs. And then the other one, they found drugs in his system.
You know what strikes me after listening to you, and I kind of wanted to listen intently so I could understand this real quick. All three of those guys used and abused people, and they had quote unquote knowledge. So when I think about the history of this government and this country and what it's done to people that look like us, it's not far-fetched to see that these guys either along the way were corrupted or they were put there in the very beginning to be that way. Because if you could attack someone's spirituality and their culture and their system of belief, now you can sell them anything. And we've seen this government do it before. We've seen this government attack two different types of guys, right? In a particular segment, right? Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. One was okay with integration, non-violent. He went the Gandhi way, right? The other one was, hey, if a dog bites me, I'm gonna kill your dog. And he was much more pro-segregation. Both those guys got taken down, and after both those guys got taken down, it wasn't the same. Make no mistake, it was programmed. I watched a documentary on Malcolm X the other day. Clearly, the FBI knew what was going on. Same thing with Martin Luther King, you know? But the message those guys were giving, they had to find a way to stop or corrupt the message. There is nothing wrong with believing yourself. There's nothing wrong with understanding knowledge of yourself and having supreme mathematics and having a certain connection with the universe and wanting to get back to nature and living more natural. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you corrupt it. So you're taking the hopes of people that are looking for a way to connect to who they are, you know, and you're separating those people. There is a gentleman, by the way, and I don't want to go off subject, that I would love to have a conversation with. His name is Tommy Sotomayor.
Oh, Lord, you just made me sick.
Made us all sick. Puka.
But he is another
Puka.
God bless you. But I will have your back. But God bless you, because he's a semantic.
I just want to say those links I just dropped, those are my links to my apps. These are money-saving apps. I promise you, you will save money and you will get cash back almost instantly. When I say almost instantly, if you make purchases up to $20, with the cash back, you can withdraw it instantly to your PayPal or even buy a gift card to spend on your next purchase. I'm learning that is easy and cool too. I just buy the gift card. In a few minutes, the gift card is ready for me to go shopping with. With Fetch, you can use any receipt and get points. You can go by the catalog and see what they got that you may want and get the points from there. Or you can just scan all your receipts like I do. I got a handful of receipts right now because I just went couponing a couple of hours ago. Swag Bucks is very easy. With Swag Bucks, you cut on your app. You walk into the store, you get 10 kicks. You go and you scan the stuff that's in the catalog, and you get more kicks for each one you scan. And if you happen to buy the products, you get additional bonus kicks. So these apps with those kicks, I buy a lot of gift cards. So I'm hardly ever spending cash money in the stores. I'm using all my gift cards to make my purchases. With my purchases along with my coupons, brings my cash back to me or make my purchases free. Rakuten is a online app. You have to spend $32 and they will give you back $30 in any store. Plus you get a percentage off of whatever you buy from the store and towards you must go through Rakuten to then find the store you want to shop in, make your purchases, and they give you your $30. They have pay periods. They have 4 pay periods. So you can also bring more people to come up under your umbrella and they will get $30 and you will get $30. Sometimes they have the $40. You get the 40, I get the 40. They have the 50. You get the 50, I get the 50. And that's cash in your pocket. Cash in your pocket. They send your cash out either to you by check or by whatever bank account you put on there that you want your money to go to. So, scroll through these apps. Every app is not for you, but scroll through the apps and see which ones fit your budget. I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm purchasing. I'm just getting you to save some money and get some cash back or for the receipts you throw in the garbage. There's nothing like getting $5 back for a deodorant, $4 back for this, $10 back for a bag of Pampers. It's easy money, easy money.
And the people in the audience like, hey, like this guy's picking, like this is bullshit we're talking about. Like, just because he uses big words doesn't mean that he's mixing photosynthesis with freaking the moonlight. He's not understanding lunar eclipse. He doesn't understand what the hammer and the sickle was. Because the conversation was about different economics, and he somehow mixed his whole thing. And I had to break down to him the hammer and the sickle that is used in communism. The hammer represents industrialization. The sickle represents the agriculture sector. And when you merge those two people together, that's when you form a perfect workers' union. And he couldn't understand that. So I'm thinking to myself, like, this is like my third encounter with this guy. I'm like, oh my God. This guy has all these followers, all these people, but he doesn't, like, he is putting himself in position. I don't know everything, but I'm always willing to learn. But these guys, they pretend to know everything. And that's the problem.
See, with Nature Boy, he was into, like you said, so many different things. Like like you said, one minute he was this, one minute he was this, one minute he was that. But on June 6th, because every time somebody says something, I'm looking it up, I'm checking the dates. Well, come to find out, June 5th is the day of the Bible, if you believe in the Bible. But he was trying to take everything that the bits and pieces that he learned and conjure it all into him to have knowledge of everything. Like, regardless of where you're from. Like, if you're Buddha, you're 5%. So he was, in his mind, he was going to make himself levitate.
Levitate, really?
He's going to make, in his mind. He was going to levitate, and he was going to be the end all, be all for real.
Right.
Not in his mind.
I will say this. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I looked it up and I made sure that the people on the page looked it up and we read it.
June 5th. June 5th.
June 5th? Okay, I'm gonna look into that.
But remember, you could take what's used for good,
Right.
use it for bad. But in the Bible, that's when everybody was speaking different languages and stuff.
Right, with the Tower of Babel.
That's it.
Right.
And so every June 5th, if you believe in that, they all get together and actually have a celebration. That's what that was about.
Yeah.
So he's thinking that all them different things that he was conjuring, that's why he kept saying I'm 60%. Then he mentioned Abdullah. I don't even remember the words, but we looked at all.
Dumbala.
Yeah, we looked up every daggone word. We looked up all the words.
The thing about it is this. Apologize. Go ahead.
I don't want to repeat that word he just said because you know I'm a little off sometimes. It reminds me of the movie of Child's Play. That's what Chucky was saying. That's what Chucky was saying when he was casting the spells. That's what Chucky was saying.
I want to understand that. And there's nothing wrong with seeking as much. I read a lot, and I was actually want to watch a documentary, and then my homegirl called me and said, "Yo," Dolly called me and said, "Yo, cool. They're talking about they're playing a video on YouTube." I didn't really understand what she was talking about. I thought they were playing a video, my fraud video that I got in trouble for, on some panel. And people like, whatever, I'm going to sleep. But when she told me what that was, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Let me go check it out." And I came in. This is actually my first time ever on YouTube with something like this. I think this is really awesome, by the way. So thank you. No, thank you. So there's nothing wrong with seeking knowledge. You can have all the knowledge in the world. Are you familiar with the book called The Alchemist?
Not the book, but I'm familiar with alchemy.
Okay.
Well, alchemy.
Well, no, not alchemy itself, which is transporting different metals. But it's a book called The Alchemist, right?
Is that the book Will Smith was saying that he read?
I'm not sure.
I think it's that, and I had that book, and it's about is that the one about the boy or he was traveling? He was traveling. Yes, so yes. I am familiar with it. I did read it.
Right.
But I wanted to make sure that was the right one. Okay, I'm not gonna follow it.
Right. So in that book, right, there's a part where it is said to him that having all the knowledge doesn't really mean anything. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Mm-hmm. It's what you do with it. Because if you have all the knowledge in the world and you do nothing with it, it's a waste. But you could have a little bit of knowledge and you maximize that and do great things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the issue with those guys. It's part of the con game. Their con game is to be the smartest guys in the room. There was a movie about Enron. It's called The Smartest Guys in the Room. It's on Netflix. These guys, they live in a fallacy. They're living a fallacy. Everything about it's always about trying to outshine someone mentally. When in reality, life doesn't require all that. There's many paths to enlightenment. And to me, simple enlightenment is just being at peace in your heart and having a peace of mind. You could be a billionaire and you might not be at peace. So I'm not per se a Christian or a Muslim or Buddhist or anything like that. I believe in taking bits and pieces of every little thing and applying it to my life. And if it makes me feel good and it's not hurting or harboring or anyone else from growing, then that works for me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the issue with people that try to so-called be the smartest guys in the room. And that's the problem with those guys. Okay, thank you. No doubt. Give me 1 second, guys. I have a fine. Give me a second.
And so, as he's doing his talking, we go and we want to do better. We always want to do better in life.
There's a third one. Oh shit! All right. Hey, listen.
We always want to do better.
Have the inspection. So hopefully back. I'm not getting some more. Hold on, I'm on a panel right now. You want to talk? Is it important? Okay. Good or bad?
That's one way you know that people say
Oh no, yeah, listen, much love, man. I'm sorry.
No, we muted your conversation. We don't want to go in there.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, no doubt. Sorry, I'm back. Oh, I love you too, bro. Hello, can you guys hear me? So sorry.
Yes.
I run an Airbnb hostel business, so that's a new client that came in here. So back to what I was saying. There's nothing wrong with knowledge. The more knowledge, the better you should theoretically live. But if you're using that knowledge now to subjugate other people, like you're the smartest guy in the world, no one can question or challenge you, then you start to have the demagogue complex, and that's when you become dangerous. On a lower level, we got a Nietzsche board, but on a grander scale, we have a Hitler, right? People who have mastered the power of words and persuasion and whatever quote unquote knowledge that they had. Hitler wasn't the smartest guy in the world, but he understood how to apply what he had for his purposes, which were quite nefarious. You know, a lot of people like to quote the Bible. Well, I personally don't, because I can just look at simple life and realize what it is. I don't believe in a heaven or hell. I believe in here and now. Take care of what's here now. Whatever comes after comes after. And that's where a person like Nature Boy would take a guy like me, right? In terms of, well, let me pause when I say take, because we know what he's about, but would have a guy like me believe in his message. Because I believe in treating the earth right? Taking care of the environment. That is a universal principle. But when you don't have a lot of people that look like him that are talking about that, then they say, oh my God, this is a new revelation. Well, it's not a new revelation at all. Because all these big religions, whether it be Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, what's it called? Well, these guys are terrified to come on my panel. The Hebrew Israelites, all these great philosophies. No, that's cool. All these great philosophies, they come from people that are melanated. They don't come from those in the Caucasus Mountains. I'm not trying to racist you, I'm just being honest. There are no great philosophies and great religions that started in Europe. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate that these young men who have this knowledge chose to go down the wrong path. But I do believe some of them were either encouraged, coerced, or were planted here in the first place. This doesn't make no sense to me. How you could possess even a 10%, like, let's make no mistake, Nature Boy is not a dumb guy.
He's stupid.
You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people don't want to give him no credit, but you can't be stupid and do what he did. We got to understand there's also something called an evil genius. Now, I'm not going to put him on the level of a genius, but he mastered one thing. No? Right. He mastered one thing, I
being
think,
dumb.
The power
He's stupid that mastered being dumb.
That he was catering to. And it's sad because just like Dr. York, just like Yahweh Ben Yahweh, I mean, if you guys do that guy's story, that's really crazy. That's way crazier than this guy.
I'm doing that tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll definitely try to tune in if I can.
But that'll be on my Sugar Love channel. But
Sugar Love? Okay.
But if you're comfortable with this channel, I've come on it. It comes on at nighttime. So this is the best time for you to come on. I would do it on this channel. My Sugar Love, I do a little bit earlier. So I would accommodate you because I know you like to run the businesses and stuff like that. So I would definitely.
Well, I live within my business, so I have customers coming in and going throughout the day. So it is what it is. Yeah, I'll definitely. I don't know how. There might be a way I could message my information on here. Somebody just direct me into how to do it. But yeah, I'll definitely like to come in and find out about it. You know, so I'm in Miami, right? Yahweh Ben Yahweh is one of those type of people that most people don't talk about. Even to this day, some people are terrified to speak that man's name in Miami. Well, in South Florida. Like, literally. And I dealt with them, not him, but I dealt with Michael the Black Man. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that guy.
Which guy?
He goes by the name Michael the Black Man.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I
will be.
But I will be. I will be.
We definitely talk about that guy tomorrow. Um, yeah, yeah, that's an interesting story. But the point to what I'm trying to say is these guys have the whatever level of knowledge they had, they could have used it for good. You know what I'm saying? Like our people are suffering or hurting, and I'm not sitting here talking like I'm a saint, but I believe I am on a path of redemption. But at one point, I was on the road to perdition. Like I was a piece of shit. I hurt a lot of people with whatever knowledge I had, which was in real estate. You know what I'm saying? So it took me going to prison and sitting there. I spent 14 months in total, 7 months in county, 7 months in prison, to realize something very simple. I was a bastard. There's no nice way of putting it. You know, the knowledge that I had, I used it for evil. At some point in my life, I got corrupted, and that happens to all men and all women, all human beings. Absolute power corrupts. So it's sad that these guys have this knowledge. Because when you're looking at these people, these are beautiful women, beautiful black men, beautiful black women, right? Intelligent, they command a presence. Like that is awesome. That's a cool thing. But then, if you're using it for evil, then you're doing the devil's work. That's all it is.
But see, my problem is, let's just say, but it ain't gonna happen. But hypothetically speaking, let's just say Nature would come out in himself like people can't. But he's a narcissist and sociopath, so we don't know about that. But the point is, he still have people, somebody like a True, somebody like a Solar, like they want to taste that. They now want to taste that power.
Yes.
So now, okay, this one's set up in Mexico. This one is going to set up here. So now we're going to have a whole, because after they figure the shoot, like a lot of other people, like when you start a job and you started off as the mailman, and then you started off the janitor, and as you move, and they got given orders for so long, and as they move up and that person is gone, it's not like because that person is gone, all of them go back to their regular lives. Now they want to taste the power.
Very true.
So now, well, True ain't doing a good job, but he wants to know, or True wants to know, or Musa wants to know how it feel like to have. I could just slap somebody, or I can just get down and do this and have all these women on. So because they learned for 4 to 5 years how to do it.
Right.
So now that's gonna be more. And then if you look at Solar, people know they got broccoli eggplants. They know these men have STDs, but these women don't care. And now he's doing all this androgynous type of things, and the women. I'm looking at the thing. The women are just a flocking. So it's like, to me now he's starting to build up his own fan base, because he wants to know what that feels like. He wants to know how whatever he says goes.
But there's always people like that because Timothy. Okay, so Noble Drew, right? If you're familiar with that guy.
Yes, sir.
So Noble Drew, from his movement, you have derivatives, right? You have the Nawubians, I can't remember the Moors, Nawubians, Nation of Islam. Then from there, you got the 5%ers, and you got the what Nature Boy's done is he's planted a seed, and the roots are beginning to get deeper and deeper. These guys that were under Nature Boy, like you said, they themselves as men have testosterone and ego. And as they get more and more following, especially if he never comes out, now they start to replace him. And they will somehow, some way rebrand and remanufacture his bullshit. You know? And then you got people 5, 6, 7, 10 years from now who will totally forget about this. We live in a microwave society. So this thing, what's happened in 2022 and 2032 is going to be like, feels like 100 years from right from now, right? simply because these people are not learning from history. You said something earlier that was key. You said that you start from the old to the new, not from the new going forward, which means you are studying history. Those who study history understand what the present is and the present of which we live in is, and can kind of like set themselves up for the future, you know? But if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat that shit now and in the future if you don't understand your past. And what I feel like is happening to me is a total war, not before it was on the black body, right? Got you locked up in chains, such and such. Then it was economics, right? Segregation, Jim Crow. Of course, the body was still a part of it. But now the warfare and the mental enslavement and the actual colonization is in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's quite a few people that I
Mm-hmm.
watched on YouTube that I would love to have a conversation with. Tommy Sotomayor, Dan Calloway. That's another guy I want to have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to talk to these guys and see what, like, try to pick at their brain a little bit because something's not making sense to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, you know, it just doesn't make sense. You
Hey,
know, as to, you know,
how do you feel? Oh, you be like I said. Hopefully, we stay in contact. I'm gonna give you my
sure,
email. So
sure,
sometime I'm on Bigo, but I only play music on Bigo. I,
okay,
I I'm doing my little DJ thing. You know what I'm
okay,
saying? I'm gonna do
okay,
some down home blues soon.
sure,
So if you young, I'm gonna school you to some old dirty stuff they was talking. But I like the way the old school people they camouflaged it. But either way, I want to make sure we support each other.
mhm,
I'm all about support.
right,
So um, I I don't know if you're able to write in the chat before you go. Make sure you write down your ego so now you have some new followers. I'm your
sure,
new follower now, and he told you
uh-huh.
his name. His name is
Well,
Cool
fam, this is
Haitian.
almost the
Right.
end.
I think I could write it
I
down on
want to
this.
thank
It says
everybody
chat here.
for
Let me see.
coming in.
Um,
For coming in. Thank you guys for staying this long with me and joining us on this journey to who the F is Nature Boy. Why the F do Nature Boy act so stupid and dumb? Yada, yada, yada. But we did get to meet some awesome people. You know, we have Miss Sugar Love, we have Miss Boss Lady, we also have Mr. Cool Haitian. And he just added a lot to our family. I want to thank Sugar Love for allowing me to use her video. And you guys, I will see you guys in a few minutes. You know where to meet me at Sugar Love on the Love Train. All right, you guys. Peace and thank you. Bye. Nicole, I am not playing with you over here today. I was tired. I had a long day, Nicole. I'm not playing with you over here today. Thank you, Zaire. Good night. I dropped the links of my apps inside the chat. Feel free to join or share with your friends, you know, on saving some money. I see y'all over there on Sugar Love Tony T Love Train, you guys. Later. Bye.